welcome everybody. It's been a bit of a weird one, guys. What can I say? Things took a turn. I got to quickly do a quick move of something, and it still shows. Everything's moved. We just moved a little bit because you may have noticed we may be slightly short of a player. I'm gonna let Gaz explain it whilst I do a quick bit of tidying. Now I can see things better. Yes, Gaz, what happened?
Well, we did a last call for Toxi and got the response, he's still at work. So I'm imagining some, I don't have a bleep button, some hit the fan. Yeah, that.
No, something did hit the fan. Something hit the fan, and so, I tell you what, something will hit the fan next week when I see him, I'll tell you. No, but things happen, we understand that in life. But you know what it is? We just got to keep on rolling. So we've had a few tweaks in the last 30 minutes. We are not going to be doing as much of the Aki stuff. If Aki turns up later, we can maybe switch to him. Aki is in my recap, so I will read it out in the style of Aki. Gaz, competition.
Indeed. So, yeah, we're running our Nat 1, or crit fail and crit win competition. The pot's currently at $15 after a good Sunday session. What t-shirt have you got on today?
We had too many crit wins at the weekend. What? But I'm a player. What am I thinking? Oh my goodness. So yes, sorry, crit win, crit fail with the helmet. It'll give you the instructions you go, but you could raise the pot and be in with a chance in it to win it, so to speak. Right, are we ready to go, guys? Everyone ready? Everyone set? Everyone excited?
Yes.
Let's go.
Have my drink. Have my dice. They're all set to train. We're good.
After literally crash landing into the spine of the world, we were separated as a group. It took us a day or so to get mostly together as we gathered our party, but we were short one pious dragonborn with a penchant for the nice things in life. That's right, Toxi was missing. After managing to message him, we discovered that he'd been taken prisoner by a gang of Goliaths. They were holding him prisoner in their encampment. We had a few clues to go on, and me being the detective that I am, as we've decided in this campaign, I eventually deduced with my keen investigatory mind and skills the mountain that he was likely being held in. We set off in that direction, both by air and by ground. Me on my phantom steed with our companions, along with Gaz in bird form, carrying Oriandi. As we approached the mountain in question, we saw some wyverns circling that headed in our direction, so we ducked down out of sight, hoping that Toxiros was not yet in mortal danger. We just needed a little more time to reach him. This was supposed to be torture. Clearly those Goliaths were used to much easier prey, like my new friend Prax over there. So far, they had forced me to fight a baby yeti, and now I face down a mighty, juvenile griffin. The only torture is having to kill these poor beings. Maybe that is what broke Prax, the poor fool. Not the threat of the fight, but the endless killing of poor, innocent creatures. Oh, I hope my rescuers arrive soon, before they make me kill a kitten or something. And that is that, guys. I'm going to hand you over to DM Ted.
Right. If you give me 2 seconds, because I'm just trying to drop some stuff on a map. You can tell about my preparation, can't you?
Always. Oh, son of a bitch. It's restarted the trailer music. What are you doing, silly munchkin? There we go. Because now we are around about here somewhere.
Okay. You guys are going to need to scroll down a bit.
Working on it. So many windows. I'm just putting my recap back over where it belongs over there. And now I'm back on the map. Just down or to the right or up or oh, there we go.
Where the rigged circle is, probably.
Right. Let's get you down.
I need a drink. This is called Earthly Delights. Where is it? There we go. Whoopee. Look how pretty the can is. We can't hear you, Beat. She knows. Okay.
Okay, and put to front. And there we go. So, we've kind of there got your rough positions. I should probably mark where your ship went down.
When the ship goes down.
So let's say there. So you've got a nice direction to travel. Okay. So, I tell you what, because you already know the name of the place, and just ignore the thing that says Chapter 2.
So now, guys, if I don't have to switch cameras anymore. If I roll a roll, like for example, if I was to roll an intelligence check, me being the intelligent guy that I am, I would just do this, and it will come up. Look at that! I rolled a 10. But if I decide that, you know what, I don't want to use this system, I want to roll dice, I can just come over here, and I can roll. That is cocked, by the way, but that is cocked on a 10. How fucking weird is that? No matter what I do, I roll a 10. So I have two options. I don't like the black on the black. I think that wasn't a racial comment. I want to get a big green dice. That's what I want. Yeah. That's the blue one. That's not green. That's the green one. That's only a D12. Are you ready yet, DM? I'm just filling.
Yeah, ready. Okay, so where we last left it,
Yes.
we had. I probably have the drows and the damn guy's name on there. So let me look at a different screen because we wrote it down. So we had Volo, we had Captain Jax, and we had.
His name was Cristello Steg.
There we go, Cristello Steg, riding across the wouldn't be a glacier at that point, yeah, probably a glacier, but riding across the mountain valley there. We had you on the horse with. Yes. Volo, I think, and Christoph.
Let's go with Christoph. There we go. That's our nickname for him, Old Christoph.
We had Chrissy sitting there on a floating disc.
That's right. I forgot. I was riding across, chariot style. Me on the horse with the amazing, crazy author. What's his name again? Arlo, no wait. Volo. And then with Chrissy in the old on the old chariot behind, yeah.
Yeah, and Volo's probably going to something along the lines of, my friend, do you mind if I take the disc? It looks more comfortable in the horse. So look, it is a smooth ride. Smooth of the snow. This is bumpy as a little bit with the bigger feet. With the bigger feet on the snow, it's bumpy as hell. So yeah, you're just going across that valley. But obviously, the snow is quite deep. You're on a horse. You do better than you would if you were going to be walking through that. But it's still slow going. So Gareth, Gareth, Hugaz or Blamreus, as he was polymorphed into an eagle.
Yes, to get there. But then I changed back into glam form because the crevice we were hiding in wasn't big enough.
Yeah. So he's actually with us. I think I can't remember how we worked it out, but he came back to us and we all hid.
He didn't come back all the way.
No.
Have you got your own crevice?
Me and B capes. So she was on me as an eagle. We saw some griffins, so popped back over a mountaintop and hid in a little crevice. And you saw us, and you're coming to meet us. Yes, that.
So we're in the we're in the trees. You're in a crevasse, and Aki's in a cave.
Now, the good thing about this, though, he was up quite high, and he was travelling up the mountainside. So you saw what was going on. You didn't necessarily see why he turned around, why he just dived into the mountainside and disappeared into the snow and ice. But you have a good idea whereabouts he might be.
Okay.
Okay. So, obviously, you need to change that from Q.
Yes, change your name.
Yes. I wondered why I was confusing people. Yes, I forgot I'd done that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
How do,
secret.
how do I add my name?
Glam
No
label.
one
There we
has
go.
to remember people's names. You just look at their name tags. So,
I don't even know how to put one there.
I'm using OBS. That's just text labeling OBS.
yeah.
Ah.
I mean, we
Okay.
can't even see JJ except on the stream, but it's fine.
Oh, really?
Yes, really.
I did it the wrong way round, you see. But it's the yeah. I need to figure out a way of doing it the other way around because I can bring the other camera in that way. And I can put myself through there. I'll do that next week.
Okay, so Glamreus dived down into the mountainside. You managed to find a hidey hole, a gap in the glacier, a crevice, if you will. Diving down with Freakbee yourself, you weren't able to squeeze in there in your eagle form, so you changed back into a smaller dwarf, more compact form, so you could get in there. And I believe you crouched down, the pair of you, and decided to try and hide and wait the griffins out.
Yes, I have a note. Need to roll stealth.
Need to roll stealth. There
I
we
put
go.
that as well.
So glad. First roll of the night. And Freakbee, you have to roll stealth as well, but because you're not moving, right, you would normally roll stealth with disadvantage. But because you're not moving, you're not making noise, this is a sight-based checks for the griffin, you would just roll normally.
Roll what normally?
Stealth.
Stealth.
How well do you hide?
I don't hide all that well. 10.
And then
16.
Of interest, if you had disadvantage, what would you have got?
Let's just keep it going.
Go on, okay. Right. Okay, so the pair of you hunker down. Right. Hiding back in the glacier there. As you wait, you see two griffins clear the mountaintop and begin circling as they try to establish where you went. Where did this eagle go? And after... Roll this. After... It's going to be 10 minutes of circling overhead. The pair of them turn around and head back where they came. Now, in that time, Captain Jack's crew would probably have made about half the distance towards you. So let's move them over a little bit.
Okay.
Right. Now, your passive perception, Glamreus, it's quite high, isn't it?
Yeah, my passive perception is 17.
Jesus. You can almost
I
see
keep
the
getting characters which are good. I thought this one was the... Oh, we can see a JJ.
I switched it whilst you were just waffling.
Yeah. I did just realise I could have used my fog of cloud for the first time. Clouds are on mountains. I could have
You
turned
could
it
have
into a
finally
mountain.
used the clock.
Used
That
it.
would have been amazing.
Anyway.
Okay. So there's you and Freakbee in that cave, and you realise, having such great passive perception, you haven't explored this little crevice. You just it kind of goes back there a little bit, but you seem to remember seeing something when you dived in there. But obviously you had other things on your mind. So what are the pair of you doing now?
Okay,
You know there's griffins circling a mountain on the other side of the ridge. You know your
Yep.
friends are roughly 10 minutes or thereabouts behind you.
Can we see any glimpses of them in the trees so we can see they're still coming?
From where you are, you would need to exit the crevice.
Okay. But we saw them at a distance, so we know they're probably not here yet. Okay. Well, yes, if I
certainly
thought
heading
I
in your
saw
direction.
if I thought I saw something glinting in the cave, then yeah, I would definitely have a look in the cave in case something comes out and eats us.
Okay. So as you turn around and look back, you have dark vision, don't you? And
Yes.
Oriandai does not. It's not dark yet. It's what passes for midday at the moment in Icewind Dale. The sun doesn't even crest the horizon for most of Icewind Dale, so you don't even get direct sunlight. But this is about as twilighty as light as it gets. But down back in that crevice, there is very little light. So Oriandai can't see anything at all. but you, with your dark vision, can see what looks like a foot on the ground, just poking out from behind a corner in the crevice of the glacier.
Okay. And so it looks like sort of a foot with a boot on, like a humanoid foot or an animal foot.
Roll perception.
Okay.
From
is this visual perception?
Is visual.
Yeah. That's a 12 plus 7, so 19.
Okay. From this distance, what you see is what looks like, presumably, a humanoid foot. Rather oddly, finding yourself in a glacier on a mountain, it doesn't seem to be a foot with appropriate footwear on. You would expect people here to be wearing fur-lined boots or something of that ilk. What you can see on the foot is a purple cloth slipper that curls up at the end with a little metal bauble on it.
Sort of like a jester.
Amazing.
Okay. So yeah, I'm going to say to Oriandai.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to tell Oriandai and see whether she can see it or not. Obviously, it's a bit dark in there. Yes. I mean...
Andai, roll perception with disadvantage. Can you see it?
For me? Me?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Can you see it?
That's a nat 1.
Oh, there it is.
You can't see that. Why don't you communicate that to Glam? He's being crazy.
I don't know what you see back there, but I can't see nothing. It's just too dark.
Okay, well, I know it sounds crazy, but I can see what looks to be a jester's foot down there.
I'm gonna push Glam. Hey, why don't you go check it out?
Well, I'm thinking we have maybe 3 options. One is we start to go out to this crevice. The griffins seem to have gone. We can go start to see the people and just ignore the fact that we see a foot. 2, we can try and sneak up on the foot and see what it is.
Sneak.
Or 3, yeah. Or 3, I light a bonfire in front of the foot. That should get its attention. Not on the foot. I'm not trying to burn it. Just in front of the foot. But it'll stop it, hopefully running out through the bonfire to us, but get its attention and light it up a bit, so you might be able to see it.
How do you know it's not like stuck in some ice and frozen?
Well, if I put fire near it and nothing happens, then maybe that's what's happening.
I'd say,
so, yeah.
put some. Well, if you light a fire in here, don't you think it's gonna melt the water all around us, the glacier all around us, and then?
It's only a small bonfire. It should be fine.
Do you think, Liam?
I can snuff it out as well. It's magical bonfire.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll create a magical bonfire just sort of outside of the foot and see whether it reacts.
So, give me a roll, magic roll. You owe me 2 as well. So this is 3.
Okay.
Wild magic. Roll me 3 d20.
Oh, or 3, right? Okay. None of those are a 1. There is a nat 20, but it doesn't really count for anything here, so that's not a crit win.
I think we need to up his wild magic to 1 to 5.
We'll get there one day, and he'll end the world in the process.
Bear in mind, all of that was a 20. That's a 3. That is a 2. So we were quite close.
If we'd have had the top 3 numbers, that'd have been great. I want to see some wild magic. I want to see your hair fall out.
Well, I'm already rolling on cantrips that normally I wouldn't, but it's we're already upping it a bit.
So as this bonfire materializes out the ether near the foot, nothing really seems to happen. It doesn't move. If anything, the material of the boot maybe starts to darken from the heat of the fire. In fact, now that it's well lit up, you can see part of the ankle of the leg. It's not got any covering of that skin. And you can see that it kind of looks yellow and dry, almost desiccated.
Oh.
It's dead! It's dead, Jim! It's dead!
I think you might be right.
Glamreus says, just because it's dead, it doesn't mean it's not dangerous.
Well, this is true. Yeah, there's lots of dead things. Okay. I'm not sure exactly how this looks, but I'll walk up closer to it, trying to still stay the opposite side of the bonfire in case it jumps out. Sort of, a lot of undead things don't like fire, so I'm going to try and stay the opposite side of the bonfire, but go a bit closer so I can have a look.
Right, so there's no way to walk around the bonfire in this crevice. It's about 3 feet wide, to be honest. You know, you're kind of scrunched up in. If it was any wider, the eagle would have been able to get in. But as you get to the bonfire, you do see that the area seems to widen out a little bit. It doesn't really go anywhere, but it's a bit of a wider gap in that glacier. And as you kind of lean your head over, you can see a body on the floor. You can't see its head. You can't see most of its upper torso. From about its shoulder there down to its hip, the body is embedded in the glacier. Only part of its torso and its legs are visible on the ground. You can see one of its hands, also the one of the right hand side, laying to the left of the body. In terms of its clothes, what you can see is again a fine purple robe, almost ceremonial in nature. It seems to have ornate diagrams stitched into it with a fine golden thread. Almost like arcane symbology, comets, geometry on there. You can't quite tell right now what that is, but it definitely looks ceremonial.
Sorry, the geometry
magical,
was on the robes.
Maybe. So yeah, it definitely looks out of place for a glacier.
Okay.
So you said that
so,
the geometry was on the robes, was it?
Yes.
So you're saying around I was right, he's half encased in the ice?
Yes.
Okay.
You also see another foot with another booty.
Also in the ice?
Yes. From what you can see, the body does look very desiccated.
Okay.
Hey, try not to throw it out too much because it might start stinking up in here.
I know nothing about this campaign, but I have read 3 of the books set in Icewind Dale, and I'm thinking, oh, I wonder if it's one of those characters.
Okay, so there's 2 questions come immediately to mind. Is, do the robes or symbols mean anything at all to me? Or for that matter, Oriandi.
And is question 2, does he have any pies in his pocket?
Well, it was going to be, can I loot the body? Yes.
Right. There you go. You can certainly try.
Where are we in all this?
To which one?
You can try whatever you want and see what happens.
Okay, well, first of all, I'm going to try and think, do these runes look familiar to me?
But
and
that's a history check.
Assuming the cave is... There's enough... If it's 3 feet, presumably Oriandi could, like, come up behind me. So she could have a look as well.
Well, Oriandi, what would you be doing?
Yeah, I'll follow Gaz. I'll stick close to him in case something pop off. Well, I mean, pop off, I mean...
I mean, if you
starts
stick close to
going
him,
down.
something may pop off. I mean...
Wow! Get your mind out of the gutter.
Yeah, so again, you are squeezing through it. It's, you know, you're walking sideways, crab-like, through that crevice in the crevasse. So
Okay.
you can't get past him, but you are there behind him, warming yourself up by that bonfire. So
Oh yeah, actually, yeah, it'll nicely warm us up while we're looking. Okay, right. I'm not very good at history, but we'll try it anyway. 15 plus 0, so 15.
Not bad.
that isn't bad. Okay.
Just depends if I genuinely do know anything about them.
Right. Well, you're not a history buff. You're not like Arlo. You're not a jack of all trades either. Like a certain swashbuckling bard who's not
Chariot driver, currently.
But you definitely recognize these robes as looking magical in nature. They don't appear to be themselves magical, but they certainly give off the airs and graces of a wizard. And judging by the finery, someone who is rich, maybe powerful. You can tell by the... Well, sorry, you haven't done investigations, so you wouldn't know anything about that, but you can... Something pops into your mind. There was a rumour, more like a story. Well, no, okay, so you would know that a long time ago, there used to be a powerful empire called Netherfrill, or Netheril. That's it. The Netherese wizards, and you know that the Netherese wizards were famed for living in these floating cities, unassailable by their enemies. But something happened to them. Maybe centuries ago, maybe 1,000 or more years ago, and their empire collapsed. And you know that there were tales that one of their cities crashed in the far north in Icewind Dale, although no one's ever found it. It's a tall tale told in taverns with people who go to seek their fortune and never come back.
Okay.
As you look at the body, you notice that its arm and its legs seem to have more joints than would normal. Seems to be bent in awkward ways. You can't see any scratches, hasn't been attacked, but it's almost like the body is broken. Almost as if it had fallen from a great height.
Okay. Flying wizards. But the wrong kind. Okay.
Well, you would probably know about that. There's a lot more to them than that, but it's all you might know.
Oh, yeah, I'd only know surface stuff. Right, okay. So, presumably looking around, I don't obviously see anything about to eat me or whatever. So, I'll cancel the barbecue. Sorry, not the barbecue, the bonfire.
Little barbecue.
Immediately, Oriandai goes blind, as we've established.
Oh, we can light a torch or something, but I want to loot investigate the body. See,
Well, you
It's a
just want to
Freudian
take
slip if
everything,
ever I
don't
heard
you?
one.
well, take everything. No, I'm history checking. That's definitely what I'm doing.
Okay, well, roll
Sure
your
you are.
investigation. He's checking history with his hands.
With my hands, exactly.
Is there
it's the
any
best way
history
of doing
left
it.
on it?
Right, okie dokie. So yeah, I'll not knowing that I shouldn't be doing this, I'm going to roll guidance as well. I'm going to guide myself.
Okay.
So the blue one's the wild magic, and the two red ones are the actual roll. So the actual roll is a 1 plus 0 plus 2. The wild
If
magic
only it
is
was the
another
other-
nat 20.
If it was the other way round, you'd have had if you'd have not said what they were, we'd have had a nat 20 for the investigation
20 for the
and
wild-
some wild magic.
And some wild magic, yes.
I'm desperate enough for the wild magic that I will let you do that just to see what pops off.
You should choose the dice, man. That's it. So you've got a 20 on your investigation. That's a nat 20. That counts then.
Okay.
And it's a 1 on the, which isn't a crit fail because it's wild magic. So so what does he roll for wild magic?
It's a D100. And this is a one-time deal because I do desperately want this to happen.
That's
70.
Yes.
At least it wasn't 1131.
So what's a 70?
Just bringing it up.
I'd like to think that as he does this, that's when we arrive. So I arrive just to so I get to arrive and see whatever's about to happen. Because that's definitely been 10 minutes.
Yeah, but not in game. That's just us cocking around and staying 10 minutes.
No, but you've been investigating. To investigate a body like that takes ages.
True.
Right. Oh, God, where is the damn table?
Okay.
Right, I think I got it here. Okay, what did you roll?
I think on mine it's on the sorceress. 70.
70.
Okay, so apparently, both the wizard and Oriandi disappear.
Hello? Hello?
You hear Oriandi say hello, but you can't see her anymore.
So can he see anything or just not people?
He can see a glacier that now seems to have a hole in it. He can see the outside world and the light coming in. He can hear Oriandi saying hello.
Hello?
I was going to say, presumably, yeah, you can't see your limbs anymore, but you could see me, or have I gone invisible too?
Oh, Oriandi can see you.
Okay, just me.
What did you do?
You don't know anything. At the moment, he's just looking at you weird, or looking around like he can't see you. He hasn't even said that he can't see you.
Obviously, I know
Presumably
because I'm
can't see
saying
her
hello.
arms.
God, I love the magic table.
Can Oriandi see herself?
No. She puts her hand up in front of her and sees straight through it.
So he's made other people invisible.
What the hell did you just do, Glam? What did you do?
I was just looking at the body. I'm assuming the best I can come up with. I'm guessing. I was looking with my hands.
Did you
Yes,
touch
I was
it and try
looking
to
with-
loot it?
I was looking with my hands, so my guess is I set off some kind of wizard trap.
You sure did. I'm gonna pluck a feather out your ass when I see you as a bird again.
Pluck a feather. I mean, don't say that the wrong way.
Right, I actually need to look up the timing for this. Right, so you did get a nat 20 though. So before the body disappeared, you did see the booties it was wearing look very fine, very fancy, but from the time they've spent in the ice, they looked a bit faded and worn and essentially worthless. The robes, you couldn't get them off if you've tried. They're bound into the ice of the glacier. You'd have to spend days trying to get this person out
With
before you can even try and
bonfires.
attempt it.
Bonfire after bonfire.
But
Trying to melt an ice glacier.
you did notice that he only seemed to have 4 fingers. And his
Okay.
ring finger on his right hand seemed to end in a stump capped by a circlet of platinum-looking metal.
Okay.
Of course, now you're going to
So-
struggle to find him.
Yeah. So he only has. So it doesn't look like it's just been cut off. It was presumably cut off previously and then capped.
I couldn't tell you. It looks. All you can see is 4 fingers, so a thumb,
Yeah.
4 fingers, and the missing finger appears to be capped with a platinum. Well, a platinum ring cap.
Okay.
So he must have had it on. Maybe he lost his finger, then put a cool little ring cap on it or something.
Oriandi, by the
Yeah.
way, this spell lasts for an hour.
Oh dear. Well, you know what? That could be a good thing because then you just say he kind of widened the glacier or something like that. So that crevice ain't a crevice no more, is it?
Yeah, you're still in the crevice.
Yeah. No. The gap is just where the body is because the body's gone invisible.
Oh well,
So it's-
okay. Yeah, Glam, I feel for you if anything comes out of that darkness any further. You can't
Right.
see me.
Come on,
Well,
Glad.
exactly.
How are you going to do this? You rolled a nat 20, you know it's good.
Yeah. So presumably now it's disappeared. But I can presumably still feel for the missing finger and feel where the.
Feel for the
cap would
finger,
be.
guys. Feel for the finger.
and yeah, try it. See whether it comes loose. Whatever.
I mean, you can feel something but can't see it.
Oh god, I
Yeah.
should make you roll sleight of hand for this nonsense. Okay. So you start gently caressing the desiccated corpse to find its body, work your way up
This is
its
when we
hips.
arrive.
You find the arm, you work your way down to the hand, and you can feel there as Freak B, you can't see even the expression on her face as she's watching you do this. Right? As you hold up, right, an invisible hand, you can feel it, and you find this gap in between the fingers. You find that, and you feel a cold metallic touch in between there.
Okay.
Cold metallic touch.
So I'll give it a wiggle and see how well attached it is. Is it like attached to bone, or is it just something that slips on? Is it like knuckle dusters that just go over the other two fingers and hold it in place, or?
So you pull this ring about an inch up, right, and wiggle it, and it doesn't feel like it wants to come off. As you feel around the wing, you feel his finger beneath it. But that's odd, because his finger now seems to be an inch longer than it was before. And the ring is still on his hand.
Be careful there. Be careful there. Can Glam hear me?
Yes.
He can hear.
Yeah.
Glam, you
can respond, Glam.
something's a little funky. You need to be careful, because the more you keep pulling on that ring, the longer his finger getting. I don't like that.
Well, it didn't exist to start with. I mean, it could be a ring of invisibility. Maybe that's why he's just turned invisible and you have.
I mean,
maybe that's what I accidentally triggered.
There is an end on that cap.
Is that kept like a thimble or something like that?
Yeah, it's like a thimble, but ring-shaped, so very flat. But open one end, maybe, and capped on the other.
Weird. I'm going to try and pull it some more, despite what
you pull it another inch, and this time it's feeling very loose. And as you feel this invisible hand with your fingers, he seems to have an almost full-length finger now, where the ring cap was, as it's now right at the edge of his hand.
Okay.
Maybe the ring cap was an invisible.
Or it's a pocket dimension, or I don't know what this is, but this is. I definitely want this. We can get Jax to figure out what it is later. Well, yeah, Polo Order. I'm thinking.
Alive.
It's my precious.
I just hope you don't wake this damn wizard up.
You can't go wrong, guy. If
he's literally in ice.
If high fantasy has taught us
Don't
anything,
mean nothing.
if high fantasy has taught us anything, rings can't be evil.
Yes. Well, that's more what I'm thinking is, do I put it on or not? But for now, off. Let's see whether. I was going to say, let's see if I can pull it some more. Is there more finger underneath, or does it come off? Or?
Okay, so as you pull it, another inch, it comes free. You can't see the guy's hand, but obviously as you feel it, there is a fully length, desiccated bone-like finger there. And now that it's no longer attached to him, you appear to be holding the object. As you look at it, this silver thimble-like cap, on one end...
Oh, so it's not invisible after I've taken it off him?
No, the creature's invisible, not the object. Right, so you can see on one end a flat platinum cap. So it's ring-like, and as you turn it around, right, you would expect to see the other side of that flat metal cap. But all you see is darkness.
A pocket dimension. It's a bag of holding ring or something.
You actually look like you've got
how would you
less
check
than a finger.
Well, this depends how brave I want to be. I mean, the sensible thing would be put it in my pocket until Jax arrives.
Put it in your pocket.
The non-sensible approach would be to try and stick one of my fingers in and see what happens.
I can see the curiosity on your face, Glam. Don't do it.
Are the
Just
intrusive
wait.
thoughts going to win?
No, given that I know Jax is going to be here shortly, I'll resist for now, and I'll put it in my pockets.
Boo.
Pockets.
Although I like to think, let's just hope it doesn't start talking to you.
Well, yes. Well, that was the thing, yeah.
Okay, so what are you guys doing now? Captain Jax, I think in this space of time, that would have been about another 10 minutes of messing around with an invisible body. So you would be know exactly where he was, but you would be pretty close to his location. So what are you guys doing, all of you?
So the three of us are riding along. We've ridden into the area. Is there any way that I would be able to... I mean, I wouldn't be able to track him. Can I see if I can...
Well, okay, before you even go into that...
Yeah.
Glamreus flew over the ridge of one of the smaller mountains, but it is still a mountain, right? You were in the flat valley, the floodplain, so you were making good time on your horse. But going up the side of the mountain will force me to use the mountain rules of Icewind Dale, so stuff and things. But you can try and climb up there if you wish and try and find him, or he can come down to you.
We are now in a mountainous situation. I have to climb.
You're at the bottom of a mountain, and you can see in front of you there's snow, but there's exposed rock and stones and loose ground and jazz.
I want to check because obviously we did look over the peak before we came back in the Eagle. Is it the same as it appears on the little map? As in, we're going to have to come down off this mountain to get to the one that Toxi's in anyway?
Yes.
Right. In which case, after we've finished
and down and then onwards to Sky Tower Shelter.
In which case, after we finish faffing with the body, we'll come and have a look out and see if we can get down at all, or whether we're going to have the same
If I've already arrived where I am before, then
as he exits,
we might end up meeting midway. I think. Yeah.
As you exit the crevice, gently pushing an invisible Oriandi out the way. With your passive perception, you would definitely see a group of people. It's not hard to see a glowing horse, a disc, multiple people, right? But you've got an invisible guy and someone coming out of a crevice. So
don't tell Jax I'm invisible. Don't tell him. I want to play a prank on him.
Captain Jax.
Son of a bitch.
You need to roll perception. Can you see your friends?
Okay, so as I'm coming up, I'm trying to look for them.
You
I
are
need to roll.
actively looking for them. You know roughly
perception.
where they are, but can you spot them?
My perception. Let me roll in game. I think my first roll of the day, guys. We're going a big perception check right here. Fuck you. It's 11.
No, you're looking uphill. Glamreus is, he's not stupid. He's not running outside a glacier. He's sticking his head out. He's not obvious to you.
I'm kind of looking around, still haven't found him.
He can see you. He can see you.
Okay.
So, what are you guys doing?
How difficult a climb down to them does it look?
It's certainly easier to go down than it is to go up.
Okay, in which case... I'm just trying to think, have I got anything that I can use to let them know that we can see them?
It's more Lord of the Rings memes in the background. Light the bonfires!
Well, that's the best I can actually come up with at the moment.
Should just throw something at me.
You are probably a mile or mile and a half away.
Right, so it's not like just up a little mountain is a while away. Got ya.
Yeah, I mean you've run across what looks like a valley, but you are travelling about 10 miles to get there.
Okay, well I guess since we're gonna have to go down to go up again anyway, we start making our way down, and every what's the range of the bonfire? So every 60 foot I'm going to create a bonfire in front of us, and we'll walk to the bonfire and then create another one just to give a bit of glow to see whether they can... I suspect they'll probably start coming up, but hopefully at some point they'll see us.
Okay, so I will let you roll for Volo to see if he spots them as this nonsense starts happening.
That's a 9 plus whatever Volo's perception is.
That runs off wisdom?
Yes.
You rolled a 9.
Yeah.
I rolled a 9.
Oh. Volo's not very wise.
Okay. No, it's like, are you sure they came down here, my friend?
I'm pretty sure. I mean, they went in a little dip, so it's around here somewhere. I'm just not exactly sure where that might be.
Right. Okay. So as you climb up to try and find them, and Glamorous, as you climb down to get to them, both of you give me a survival check.
So in case I can get some, I'm gonna at this point I'm gonna say we're gonna create a little chain, guys. So I'm imagining that the horse has now ended because I think I had it for an hour, and the disc as well. So we're now on foot. At which point I will fully, because I have the bag of holding. I've got notes saying that I took the bag of holding from the ship. So I'm going to pull out the snowshoes, the crampons, the rope, and the pitons. So I have climbing and the climbing gear that's in the bag, and I'll be
now
using that.
That is important. On foot, with snowshoes, you are moving at half a mile an hour. So you are 30 minutes, if you're both heading towards each other, you're about 30 minutes away, more or less.
Yeah, so once we get to the mountain bit where... I use the horse to get right up until I have to start climbing. And then once we're at the bit where I have to start climbing, then it's kind of like snowshoes, piton... Well, snowshoes if we're on a flat bit. And then on the climby bits, my boots and the pitons and the ropes. And the climbing gear.
Roll your survival checks.
Do I get advantage because I'm using survival climbing gear?
Unfortunately not.
Oh, what was the point of getting the survival gear?
So it wasn't
faster.
disadvantage. 18 plus 7, so 25.
You go quarter of a mile an hour.
Oh, natural
without
19!
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, so you two successfully managed to do a half a mile each. Meet each other in the middle. Right. Yeah, so it's been 30 minutes to get there. You meet each other in the middle, halfway up the mountain. All you can see is Glam in front of you. Glam, you can see the whole group there. The eagles don't appear to have returned, and no one except for you knows where Orianti is.
So I'm going to say, Glamris, what happened? Where's
Presumably
Oriandi?
Presumably she's sort of treading in my footsteps behind, so as not to leave too many
You weren't
steps.
supposed to tell him, you doofus!
No, he hasn't.
No,
He's
I'm
talking.
that was me talking to you. I mean, because otherwise they'd see your footprint. So if you're walking behind
Are
me,
you walking behind him? Or are you walking next to him?
I'm walking in his footprint so that you don't know I'm there.
Son of a bitch.
because
Okay.
I'm a hill dwarf, you see, so that's why my survival's so good on mountains, you see. So it would also make sense for you to go in my footsteps as well, just so you don't fall. So yeah, it all makes sense.
So I'm like, Glamris, what's happened to Oriandi? And by the way, here, have these snowshoes and have some pitons and some ropes.
Yeah, by the way, you probably have gone further up the mountain than Glamorous has come down, because he doesn't have the snowshoes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Glamorous, you take those, put them on. I assume.
Where's Oriandi? Is she okay?
Well, when we crested over here and we could see the mountain that we suspect Toxi's in, we didn't actually see him. We suspect he's over there. But we saw there was a load of griffins came out from there. So we nipped over this side of the mountain, hid it in a cave, and then I lost her. I don't know where she went.
How could you? Oh my goodness, Glamorous. You gotta look after your party. You never leave a person behind. We now have to go and find her. I may have to send a message.
I start whistling, and you're looking around like, what?
I'm like, I think she's around here somewhere. Can anyone else hear that?
Volo from the background is going to go, oh no, are we under attack? I hear the Yetis, they whistle before they attack to confuse you.
I'm gonna get my weapon at the ready. Oriandi, are you out there? Have you found any whistling Yetis?
And then I step up behind Jack, and I just let out a loud roar into the air. Make him jump off his horse.
So if she roars behind me, I would turn around and attack. That's what I would do. So it roars.
See you coming, you can't see me coming though.
No. So
Yeah,
it would
presumably
be
at a disadvantage.
It's at disadvantage because she's invisible. So I roll attack at disadvantage. There's a 13 and a 15. So the 13 plus
7.
13 plus 7. I would probably have, I would have out the dagger of venom for sure. Yeah, so that would be 20 to hit.
Wow.
That is going to hit Orianti. You couldn't have prepared the poison though.
No, there's no poison. So it's just 1d4 plus 4 damage, but it would be full damage because I wouldn't be holding back. So I'm assuming I'm getting hit. So 1d4 plus 4, that is 3. That's 7 points of damage.
Damn, am I bleeding?
The white dice is the worst thing to use in the world. Okay.
And you see, right, the dagger hit true, and it is now half of the dagger is invisible and half is floating in the air with some. Actually, you wouldn't even see that. Yeah, just the dagger is half invisible, embedded in midair behind Glamorous.
I'm like, Glamorous, we're being attacked by invisible creatures.
You do.
Oh, so this invisibility doesn't end when stabbed. Okay.
You're not being attacked. I was trying to prank on you because Glen Red somehow caused me to go invisible
Oh my goodness.
by touching a freaking wizard.
I mean, so my deception is -1. So initially I was starting to smirk, and then I see you do this, and suddenly turn horrified, go even more grey than I was before.
I'm like, oh my goodness. Well, that certainly got me. I apologize if I've is that blood on my dagger, and I just like wipe it off. I'm like, I do apologize.
It's okay. I just
It's
heard
like,
that one.
you apologize to her at once, and you healed that wound like a true gentleman. A friend does not stab his friends. It is adventuring 101.
I will, and I will just softly speak to you and say, I'm really sorry. And as
That's okay.
as I say that, I cast Healing Word at first level, and do bang, 6 points. So you only lose 1 hit point.
Next time I won't get so close to you.
Oh, you can always be close to me. I just next time be more invisible. I've got to make
Bit
sure
more
that
invisible.
I remember to switch so you can see the dice effect.
Yeah,
on my thing.
Oriandai has still invisible for at least the next 30 minutes.
So I then
Any
say
idea?
to Jax,
How did she get? Go on. Sorry, Glamis. How is she invisible?
So I'm going to say to Jax, I don't know what happened. I'll tell you what actually happened. So we landed in the crevice, went into the cave, and we saw what appears to be like a wizard frozen in ice. It looks like he might have fallen. I don't know. I remember vaguely hearing stories about some wizards that were on sky ships or something, and one crashed up here. I don't know if it could be that or not. He had like purple robes and
Would I have heard of this at all?
like
Okay,
like shoes.
So Jax is a well-travelled man.
You know, baby.
And he's a pirate by trade, and one of the most famous stops for pirates is Luskan. And Luskan is actually, or the people from Luskan, I can't quite remember what they're called, but they are descendants or
Luskies.
intermingled. Sorry?
I was making something up. Carry on.
No. There is a name for basically Nordic people in D&D. And yes, they are one of the races descended from the Netherese. So you would have heard of these sort of rumours of flying cities, powerful wizards, the fall of a great empire, and treasures unimaginable if someone was actually able to find one of these fortresses intact. Many fell into the ocean. The tales that one crashed into the land of ice up in the... If you zoom out, guys, this is a real place and you would know this. The Reghead Glacier. So while people live in Icewind Dale, on the edge of civilization, the Redhead Glacier is something like a mile high of ice, and it's basically,
Where is it?
Top right-hand corner.
Top right-hand corner. Okay.
And I will unhide that name for you. There you go.
Ah.
So it is essentially an uninhabitable part of the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's, if you were to go there, it would... Right now, you're in basically the Arctic. Alaska. You're in Alaska. And if you were to go there, you would be in the Arctic or the Antarctic.
Mm-hmm.
You'd be on the edge of life. That's probably why things like this remain hidden and so few people come back from trying to find these things.
Okay.
Okay.
So, I have heard of those. The Netherese. They did have floating sky ships. I'd heard there's always stories in Luskan. Excuse me.
You even heard a story once that they were able to cast level 10 spells.
I hear they're very powerful wizards.
Wow.
Very, very powerful. You didn't come across one of these wizards, did you?
So yeah, there was this body, and it was half in the ice. So I decided to check it out. And
You
when I
really
went to
should
check
be
it
more
out,
careful, Glamorous.
he went invisible, and Oriandai went invisible. So I'm assuming it's some sort of protection magic he had on himself.
That would make sense. That would make sense.
It just made me question something. If it went invisible and I did, am I connected to this thing somehow?
It's likely it was some kind of arcane trap. I'm surprised you weren't caught by that, Glamorous, but you were quite wily. You're stout and strong. Maybe you withheld the spell's effects.
Maybe. Related to that, I found this weird, like, ring thing on him.
That is...
It's really...
So it looks
really
like
weird.
It looks like a ring, Captain Jax. It does look like a platinum ring if one end of it was capped off with platinum. And again, you see a hole in the center, a normal hole that you put your finger in, where you would expect the other side of this metal.
That
So
is
his finger-
certainly strange.
His finger was in it, and the bit of finger that was in it was like disappeared. It's
I was
almost like a
about
pocket
to-
dimension or something.
I was about to slide that on, but now you said that, we should probably take a look at this.
I was thinking,
I'm not
you
sure
have
if
a way
now's-
of looking at things, don't you?
I'm not sure if now's the time. I think we need to post-haste head towards Glamrace. Head with Glamrace to Toxiros. Maybe if we have to like hide or camp, we can look at it then. But right now, I think we need. So you say you know the direction that he's in?
Very roughly. I don't think we remember actually seeing him, did we?
Right. So you remember cresting the top of the ridge, the mountain, and you saw a mountain on the other side. It's a mountain range, but you saw a mountain peak, and around that mountain peak were half a dozen griffins, two of which came towards you. And you know that's the general direction that Toxros described.
Griffins, you say? Okay, so it's definitely probably over there. If you say there were griffins, Glamorous, I'm just assuming what he says, what you said.
Yeah.
And so, so with that in mind, I think we need to head to Griffin Mountain. That's what we're going to call it. We should write that on the map. Griffin Mountain. Not like Sky Tower Shelter or something. I think we should definitely call it Griffin Mountain. And what we'll do is if we make our way to Griffin Mountain, then we can, we can definitely crack on when maybe start chapter 2 or something. So let's head towards Griffin Mountain.
Do we think that what are there, 5 of us can take on 5 griffins?
6.
You mean
6
four,
griffins?
4 with an invisible woman?
I'm pretty sure I can take on 6 griffins. I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but
I
mean,
might be able to sneak in though if I'm visible. If I get there in time, anyway.
Yeah, we don't know how long it's going to last. I bet you'll come invisible just as.
knowing the way that Arlott works, you'd probably be like, "Look at me, I'm invisible, and I'm right in their camp, and I'm just walking past their guards, and I'm gonna blow at them like this, and they won't even see me. And that moment, you'll become visible. That's how that works.
Not unless I put that ring on.
That's possible. It could work. We need to check this ring out, but I think now, how far away, Glamorous, would you say we are from that mountain?
DM, how far does Glamorous think we are from that mountain?
Right. It took you. Let me get this going. To go that distance flying, it took you just under an hour-ish. Right? If you were flying again, it'd be about a half an hour to get there. On foot, on the mountainside, you are going very slow. Right? A normal brisk walking pace is 4 miles an hour. In snowshoes, you're going half a mile an hour. So it's considerably longer walking on foot over the mountains. It would be the best part of... Well, it's about midday now. It would be going on for about 6 to 8, depending how well you pace yourselves.
That was a really strong analysis there, Gaz. I really appreciate that detailed description of how far you think it is. However, what if, Glamorous, I was to spend 10 minutes to create another steed that would allow us to travel quicker on the ground, me and the guys here, and then you were able to maybe, because obviously in the sky, those wyverns may see you again, maybe you could be like a polar bear. And you'd be able to run through maybe a polar bear or something.
Wonder if they could make Aggie fight a polar bear.
I was going to say, so I can't polymorph again today. I can only do that once a day at the moment. I could definitely become I can't become a polar bear. That's CR2. I can become a bear of some kind, but not a polar bear.
Is that going to be like a koala bear, like one of those little cuddly bears? Because that's not gonna. That's nice for snuggling. It's not great for the Arctic.
I mean, how was your horse going in the snow? I can become a war horse.
DM, how was my horse going in the snow? My horse is quick as. It's like 100 or something feet per whatever's.
Right. At a gallop, I think it was at 100. It was going about 50 feet, but you're on a mountainside at the moment. If you wanted to go that speed, you've got to go round the mountain in the valleys.
Okay.
Which I think probably we do. I think trying to go over the mountain isn't going to be...
We have pitons and ropes. We came prepared for a mountain climb if we need to.
True.
I mean, I'm open to suggestions. I can definitely get the Phantom Steed out. The Phantom Steed is very quick. It would move at
Yes, it lasts 1 hour, and if you ritually cast 2 of them, it'll take you 20 minutes. So you'd have them for 40 minutes.
And for we can actually travel at 10 miles per hour, or 13 miles per hour at fast pace. So I would imagine at half pace, that would be So I would imagine we'd be running at about 5 miles per hour or something. So
let's take your 6 to 8 hours and cut that down to about 4 if you're on horseback.
So we could still get there approaching dusk.
It would be 2 hours past dusk. It's only light from 10 till 2 here.
Fucking November. I can't believe we've come to the north in November. Why didn't we come here in the summer? It would have been daytime all the time.
To be honest, with them griffins around, I'm not that upset about approaching in dark.
As you say that, Captain Jax, can you roll me a...
Is the world round check?
Just a perception check. Just a perception check.
I can do that. I want to see if I can do this really quickly. So we're going to click on...
No, not a perception. Just roll me straight D20. Would you know this?
Okay, 1 second. I want to roll a D20, and if we're lucky, I'll do that, and then I'll click on this. Did that roll? No, it didn't. 1 second. There we go. Roll. Watch what happens with this dice when it disappears, guys. This is so pretty. This is the Rime of the Frost Maiden dice. So that's a 17, and just wait for it. Wait for it. How cool is that? It's like the best dice in the world.
Right. Now, the campaigns in Waterdeep actually take place at a certain time of year. If you were fighting Manchun, it might have taken place in the winter. If you were dealing with the...
That's right, different seasons, yeah.
If you're dealing with Jalaxel, it might have been in the autumn. You were in the spring of madness. So, having done all of that, you are coming into high summer.
So it's summertime?
It strikes you as odd.
That is odd.
As you say that out loud.
Do I realise that? So with that roll, I'm like, wait a second. We are in a...
Yeah, you do. You basically, why did we come here in the winter? And you're like, wait.
This is not winter. This should not be so dark. That's...
unnatural.
Unless the world is not circular. Maybe it is flat. Something I'll have to talk to that little blue guy about. He seemed quite interested in it. Yeah, I'll be talking to him about that next time I see him. Okay, well, we need to make a move, so, what do you think, Glamorous? Should we work through the valleys and just get a... So, yeah, that's what we'll do. Well, I will spend 20 minutes getting horses.
I'll say there was a valley on the other side anyway, so even if we go over the mountain, we've got to go down it again.
Yeah.
I think it's just going to be... We're going to arrive less tired if we go round. It might take a little bit longer, but...
We'll plan a route that the horses can travel through and get as close to Griffin Mountain as we can before we start to head up.
Yeah. Okay,
In the dark.
Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay, so 20 minutes go past. You have 2 steeds. How are you doing this?
So we will be riding, I would say, for the first...
Who's on what?
So I would be on... It's another 10 minutes, isn't it, to get the disc?
It is. Do you set your phone free? Does he walk on foot?
I mean, I think we said you can have 2 people on a horse, didn't you?
Yes, there's 5 of you.
Yes, 5 of us.
And I can be a horse.
You can.
Okay, so if you're going to do that and you're going to be a horse.
And I can stay in B shape for 3 hours at the moment.
Okay, so if you horse up, and then I'll make 2 horses, then we'll have 3 horses.
God, why isn't Sarge in this campaign? He'd love it at this point.
You know what I mean? And by the way, if that's the case, I'm going to ride Glam.
No, you're not. I'm gonna ride Glam.
Oh, I bet you are. Okay, so you're going to ride Glam, invisible.
It says an invisible voice.
Oh, by the way, I would like so 20 minutes.
No, it hasn't ended yet.
It hasn't. By the time we start riding, there's basically 1 horse on its own, 1 horse with Christoph and Volo on it, and my steed I'm riding solo and side saddle. And I'm riding that solo. So I'm on 1 horse, Orianda Invisible is on Glam, and the other 2 are on the other steed, and we're going to make our way. And as we ride for the first part out of this valley until we can, I think once we can see Griffin Mountain and see the griffins, then we will try to ride stealthily.
Right, so are you going clockwise or anti-clockwise around this peak? Not that it really matters, just for flair.
I would say
looks a bit shorter.
I would say ultimately with the view, I would Glamreus has seen it from the air, so I would follow Glamreus's lead. Glamreus is in the front. I'll be second, and we'll have the 2 idiots in the back.
Okay, so we're saying 4 hours. So imagine 3 hours into this, right? You've stopped at least 2.5 hours into this. You've stopped at least once, recast these steeds, right? So you've done that twice. Glamreus is about an hour away from turning back into a horse. Okay. Yeah. The valley gets dark. The sky clouds over. There's no blizzard, but little shards of snowflakes start to gently fall down from the sky. It's very picturesque. In another life, it would be beautiful. But as you trudge through the snow, how are you lighting it at this point?
So what I would say is, for as long as possible, we'll use the light. When it starts to get dark, I would. Can we see the Griffin Mountain yet?
No.
So I just use. I mean, at the moment, Phantom Steed is cast as a ritual and is not concentration. So I would just cast Dancing Lights.
Okay, so you're just using dancing lights.
So we have an orb 60 foot in front, and then 120 feet, basically 20 feet either side of so 60 feet in front to 60 feet behind, and a couple on us. We're like a line of lights, definitely not stealthing when it gets dark, until we think. Until Gaz's horse shape runs out, to get as much time, as much distance as possible before Glamreus' shape goes.
Okay, so 2 hours into this, while it is dark, while Glam is still a horse, who presumably doesn't have dark vision, not sure if any of you do, you get to... Let me get the arrow up.
Am I visible again?
You are.
You suddenly become visible after 20 minutes of riding. I'll be like, oh my goodness, Orianda, guys, you can understand me, right? Orianda is visible again. I don't know what happened. That probably means that... And I pull the ring out, and the ring's still there? Still looks okay?
It is.
Yeah. I'm just checking if it was connected. Seems okay. Put that back in my pocket. And then, yeah, we'll keep moving. So, yeah, after 2 hours, yeah.
Just a question. So the ring is in your pocket?
Yeah, he gave it to me to identify, so for the moment, I have put it into my pocket. It is on my person, not in the bag of holding.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah, it's very important.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I actually did that without thinking. Yeah. It was just like a standard, like your little ring you put in your little pocket.
Exactly, yeah. But also, I think, knowing that it was like extra dimensional, I think we'd have not put it in the bag of holding anyway.
We would understand because we're casters.
Yeah, and the DM, he wouldn't create an entire,
an entire world just to blow it up.
With this DM, it's not as nice as the other one who's like, oh, you can put a mirror in the bag of holding. It's like, ooh, what should happen there?
It's fine. It was in the thing. It's
It
canon.
wasn't activated. It's cool. It's cool. Okay, so it's dark. You've got the dancing lights out in front of you. So you can see, there's good 30, 40 feet as these things bead along. You're managing to avoid the trees. You're managing to avoid the worst of the snow. And then you hear from the darkness a low horn-like noise. And then another one, slightly different. Is off somewhere in the distance to your right-hand side, away from the mountain that you're skirting.
So the which side?
The right-hand side. So on this map, you would say
So east.
east.
Yeah, so we're heading in like a northerly direction now as we've come round, and off to our east.
Yeah. The sounds don't sound very far away, but not in that daisy chain of dancing lights that you've got going.
And it sounds maybe something like this.
It sounds like Mario's just completed something.
or is it more like a... Sorry, I like to play with sound effects. I was really hoping there was going to be like a really cool horn sound effects, but they were the only ones.
Someone can roll if they want to try and identify that, but that's what you can hear at the moment. It's pitch black more or less around you. You can't see the stars because the clouds are covering the sky. Again, a gentle snow, not enough to obscure vision, but certainly not the best conditions.
So nobody
is
can
out in the
see.
darkness.
No one could see the lights around us, and
Oh, I'm pretty sure everyone can see you.
see, that's what it is. That was a warning horn.
Yeah, so I would imagine that. So we've now drawn some attention with as a little beacon of light. So I'll say, is Gaz still a horse?
I
He's
haven't
got an
fallen
hour
off yet.
So Gaz is still a horse. So I would say, keep going. Yeah, keep going. Push
Maybe
on whilst
without the
he's a
lights.
horse. Push on without. But what I'll do is you can dim the lights to make them dim light. So I will bring them in to within so we can only see 10 foot in front and 10 foot behind, and just dim light.
But we
Okay.
still can be seen, couldn't we?
I mean, with dim light, maybe it's... Obviously, the way that the weather is and everything else, we couldn't see anything beyond 30, 40 feet earlier. So I'd imagine at dim light, it only sheds 10 foot of light. So anything more than, 10 foot... I don't know, is the answer to that question. But if it's not been able to see at all, we're likely to fall off a mountain and die. So I think having a small amount of light around us for safety.
Yep. As you carry on for another 100 meters or so, Glambreus would notice with his passive perception, he would notice circles, flattened circles in the snow, like in a row heading away. Because you can only see about 10, 20 feet. You can see about 3 or 4 of them heading off in an easterly direction.
By circles, you mean
round, big round circular, probably footprints.
like hooves or something or other, or snowshoes?
These are the size of particularly large dinner plates.
Okay, so
There are several lines.
I'll make a very small whinny and just sort of paw at it with my hoof to draw everyone's attention to them.
I'll get off and go have a look.
I believe this would be a survival check. Or a nature check. You can choose. Whoever wants to investigate this.
I would say, Orienda, would you like to come and look at this with me, and then we'll both roll?
Yeah, sure.
Let's do it. So nature or survival? I rolled 20. Dirty 20. Orienda.
14.
rolled 14.
Through Oriandi's travels, she would be reminded of circus elephants that she's seen in some of the larger towns during celebration times. Captain Jax, his mind goes to mammoths.
I think...
There are no elephants in the tundra.
I think we got some mammoths, some woolly mammoths around here. They can be quite vicious. If only Glamreus had become a mammoth, that could have been really useful. So yeah, let's proceed with caution. Back on the horses and just moving slowish pace, just moving along. Maybe a
Right.
stealth check. Moving stealthily.
How stealthily can you move with lights?
I mean, dim light.
Dim light.
It's
well,
the
it has to be
equivalent of a torch with
because
the
you've
thing.
got Oriandi.
Yeah. So disadvantage. Is that a group check, everybody, or just?
You rolled a 20 on your nature as well, didn't you?
I did.
Right. So you can see, as well as being teardrop shaped, so dinner plate shaped. They're also slightly teardropped as the foot comes out of the snow and drags along. So you have also determined the direction they're moving, and that's in an easterly direction.
So they appear to be moving away from us.
Could be.
So I would say I think they're going that way. I think as long as we keep away from them, we could be okay. I mean, we could try to follow them, see where they go, but I think we got a place to be. So I'd say let's keep heading north. You agree with me, Glamreus? 1 win is for yes, 2 win is for no.
In character.
That didn't come out right, did it? No. What does a horse actually sound like? How are you making it? Yes, that.
You got to
Anyway,
do
that was
better at
question
animals.
one.
If you're going to be animals, you've got to work on your animal impressions. The first one sounded like a sheep. You're like, I'd like to
Yeah,
think
well,
that you're a horse sheep.
In my mind, it came out right, and then it didn't come out right at all.
Just tap your foot.
So we're gonna keep heading as stealthily as we can, away
roll
from the
me
things.
Oriandi, because you have the lowest stealth. Roll me at disadvantage, and one other person normal.
Do a stealth, you say?
Yes, at disadvantage because you are wearing plate armor. So you jingle as you move.
Mine's an 8.
I think Oriandi rolled a 1
Wait,
I rolled
can't
a
be right.
2. It's a 2.
and a 1.
No, it was a 2.
Get that up. Oh, Jack.
Now I rolled a 1 and a 2. Believe it or not, I rolled a 1 and a 2. But I get advantage on stealth checks.
Oriandi.
So we basically suck.
Okay. You try to stealthily go around the mountain, but it is dark. You have lights, and you are jingly jangling.
Makes sense.
You have absolutely no stealth. Okay, so you said you're carrying on around.
We're going to try and get as close as we can until Gaz turns into a human. Dwarf. Human dwarf.
Right. Now, I've already rolled your encounter for the day, and I am going to tell you that no, nothing does seem to happen there. You see these footprints, you hear these horns in the distance, but you've decided to stay away from whatever's there. And
That could have been awesome. It could have been like mammoths and a bed for the night and Amazonian northern women. Who knows? Geordie women with miniskirts on in the cold.
So you would find yourselves petering out. You know, Glamreus turning back into a dwarf, with suddenly Oriandi with her legs around on his shoulders.
I was going to say, I would like to think that I could feel it coming and just sort of kneel down to or whatever horses do to let people off them.
But,
I don't really
all of
get
that sounds
horses.
wrong to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're petering out just at the bottom of this mountain. It's dark. You've now regained your dark vision. The clouds there, the ones that are the cloud cover seems to be covering the top of the mountain. And this sort of light, you wouldn't really be able to see whether there are griffins up in the air or not. But from this distance, you can see 1 or 2 lights in the distance flickering on the mountainside.
And how far away do we think that is?
Ooh, not that far, but probably a good... Yeah, you're about an hour away, so on foot, you're now probably 3 hours away, climbing up a mountainside.
So if we can see that, I'll say that still looks quite a distance. I think
But this will be 4 o'clock in the afternoon now.
trying to travel and it gets dark. So just so that I know, DM, what time did it get light in the morning?
10ish. Not that you have a watch on.
Okay, so I know that we only get about 6 hours of light a day. No, wait, 4 hours of light a day?
Yeah. 4. You would have experienced a twilight appearing. It never really getting more than a twilight, and then creeping back into darkness.
I really wish I had some kind of dark vision going on, but I don't. So without, I actually thought I did, but I'm not seeing it in my character, so I don't.
I haven't taken it. I think I can have a spell that can give people dark vision.
It's amazing. The campaign's making everyone rethink their spell choices.
Yeah, I think we need to, because what I'm thinking is at the moment we're still if we could move quite quickly, but stealthily, that'd be great. But moving at night, there's no way to be stealthy. We gotta light ourselves up like candles in order to get close. So I think right now, as much as I want to push on, I think it might be time to bed down. But at the same time, we're only gonna get. I feel like we're only getting 3 or 4 hours a day of light. So if we're not traveling and go on.
I was gonna say. So if I look up the mountain, how does it look like anywhere up the mountain there'd be somewhere that you could maybe, for example, put up a tiny hut?
Roll perception.
Okay.
Now, it's dark. You have dark vision, but it is dark.
So does that mean I don't get advantage?
You probably still get advantage. It's the DC that's high.
Okay. Right, okay, so 12 and
Oh, that's
18.
good.
And 18 plus
25.
7 is 25.
Okay. So you do know, as you've been skirting the edge of the mountain, that there was a natural, you'd say like a harbour in the snow, a natural enclosure, which maybe you could hide yourselves away in. But there are no trees here, just snow bluffs and stone. But as you look over the mountainside and you look at the place you suspect Toxeros is, you can see, or you think you can see, that a path has been carved out in the mountainside. It seems to spiral up the edge of the mountain, and you could almost swear that near the top, as it disappears into the cloud, it seems to form a bridge or a causeway into the side of the mountain.
So, I've got a couple of choices. I think there's some paths going up there, which might help us to get up. But it's a path, so people might be watching it. I mean, you can put up the little hut thingy that you did for us a while back, but I'm assuming, did you say you could camouflage it so it's white? I'm assuming it still looks like a hut.
It's invisible. The whole thing's invisible, but it hides us. So basically, no one would see it, but they could walk into it. So we'd need to be just off the path, and we should be okay. The snow would settle on it, so it almost looked like it's a lump of snow.
So I'm wondering, if we start to go up, if I lead the way, I've got dark vision, and we tie together with the pitons and rope, and you guys just follow directly behind me, we might be able to make part of the way up, get part of the way up, camp in the tiny hut, and wait till morning.
I think that's a great idea. If we can get up to part of the way up that path, find a little place to put the tent, then we could do that. Yeah, especially if you talked about that causeway, maybe before the actual causeway. But then we put a tent there, camp up, and we're good to
I should
go.
say a little bit off to the side, but yeah.
Anti, what would you think about this plan that's going on in the background?
For me?
Yeah,
Well,
do you
yes.
think that's a good idea? We're gonna try and make it now. Do you have can you see in the dark, or is it all pitch black like it is to me to you? If you're on your character
Orienta, I
sheet under
can't
features
see in the dark.
traits, you can't. Okay, so if you can't see in the dark, then yeah, I can use the lights. The light that I've got here, if we can, I can make it like it's a hooded lantern, so it shouldn't be seen from more than like 60 feet away. So ultimately, we can use those for a tiny bit of light and be as quiet as possible, and maybe get up that path. Then once we get to the causeway, we could get across. What do you think? You think you want to risk going up the path a little bit further in the dark?
Sure, why not?
Let's do it. That's what we'll
Then
do.
we can make the most of the light in the morning.
Yeah.
Fully rested and not that we've... Oh, and then you can identify the little ring thing.
Yeah, I can do that. We can take a time.
Oh, okay, so it's going to take you about 3 hours to get up there. Right, so if you were to get to the
But it's only,
base of the mountain...
4 in the afternoon, so...
Yeah. So if you were to get to the base of the mountain, right, assuming it's easier climbing on the causeway, that would take you to about 6 o'clock. Right, so it's still fairly early. But now as it starts to get this late in the day, that sprinkling of snow has started to get heavier, and the winds have started to pick up. It's not a full-blown blizzard at this point, but it's starting to look like one is coming.
It's getting
you
quite
find yourself
tough
at
out
the
here
base
again,
and-
Glamorous. We might need to put the tent up soon.
Yeah, I mean...
As you say that, you're having to raise your voice as the wind is starting to really, not howl, but starting to rush through the rocks and the snow around you.
Okay. I mean, I'm a hill wolf. I'm fairly stout, so I'm good to go on. But as soon as you think you've had enough, then yeah, start casting the
So
thing.
we start to look for somewhere to put the hut.
Okay, so what are you looking for? Just a hidden place? Somewhere that can get covered in snow?
Just a
You're
place
gonna
off the
hide
track.
this in any
Yeah.
way?
I mean, it's automatically invisible and don't be seen, and it will just get covered with snow. So I just don't want anyone walking into it. So just a place that's definitely off the path.
Okay, so someone roll me
You
some
know that the
investigation.
guard's now going to come just have a whiz on it, aren't you?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Roll me some investigation.
Sure. Who's looking around with me?
Look around.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's both roll investigation.
Oh, Glamreus, roll me a d20 for turning into a horse earlier.
Oh, we're counting that as
14
well.
for me to try and find a place to sleep. You need to roll
I
better
guess
dice.
I know, I did it out of
Put
the
that in
game.
dice jail. So 14 to try and find a place to put the hut.
Yeah, so Oriandai, you think it's a great idea if they put the hut on the causeway. It's flat, there's no snow on it, it's not dirty, everything can be clean. Captain Jax thinks that you should put it further off to the side.
The worrying thing
There's
about
a
the
lot-
causeway is if someone walks along and walks into it, then they'll know we're there.
That too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so you find a large boulder off to the side that you think can shelter you from sight. There are no trees on the mountainside. Again, just snowdrifts and bare rock.
It's invisible anyway, so that's all good. It's the best hut in the world, man. It's my little hut.
We never used it at all for the whole...
I know,
Didn't
but
you get it in like
I
one
got
of
it
the
in
first
episode 1, but I didn't get to put it in my
episodes or
spell book until like really near the end of the campaign. So it takes me 11 minutes to cast it. It lasts 8 hours. It's a 10-foot radius immobile dome of force that springs into existence around and above and remains stationary for the duration. 9 creatures, there's not that many, can fit inside the dome. The atmosphere is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather outside. The spells and magical effects can't be cast through it, and you set what it looks like, which is looking like nothing. The dome is
There you
opaque
go.
on the outside, any colour you choose, but is transparent from the inside. There we go, we have a dome in the wilderness, guys. So, I mean, I was going to say take a break,
And I'm
but
just
yeah,
going to assume that there's a campfire in the center of it.
yeah, even though it's warm in here, just to make it that little bit warmer and...
Hey, yeah. I mean, it's a magic campfire, so yeah, it probably won't
Smokeless.
asphyxiate us. Yeah.
My nan used to have one of those. It was an electric fire that had the little embers that burn on it. That was amazing. So yeah, we'll take the night. I will identify the item. DM, if you want to get that up. I'm going to go for a pee. We'll take a small 3-minute break. Then we'll come back for about 45 minutes. Finish just after 10. So yeah. And that's going to be it. So let's do that now. Guys, take a little 2-minute break. Take yourselves a few seconds, and we'll be back. When we come back, we'll identify and hopefully get into some kind of shenanigans, or at least find the entrance to the way in. Let's find out what happens. We'll see you on the other
You don't know,
side.
Toxi rocks might randomly appear after the break.
Oh, by the way, he could randomly appear after the break and then have to kill the baby griffin.
Yeah, that has to be the first thing he does. In fact, that can just be the whole of.
Well, two of us have made it back. By the way, the beer is called Tropical Storm. Just get rid of the tropical. It's called Storm. I mean, I have an apt beer almost. I'm crossing out the tropical.
It's not a tropical storm, that's
It's
sure.
just Storm. Storm. First strike. Unleash the tropical cyclone of refreshment. That's what I'm doing right now, guys. So, there's D&D today. There's no show tomorrow, guys. I've got a busy weekend planned. Speaking of which, DM Tithe.
You haven't actually put in for cover yet.
Oh, shit bollocks. So I'll put in. I'm saying to management that I'm sorry that I'm putting in for cover. I'll do it right now. Oh my goodness. Yeah, remind me to do it straight after the show. Let's get so we're rested up. What is the item, guys? What is this item?
Right. As you pull this ring out and you identify, you grab this ring. You kind of grab it like that, the edges, and you pull it apart, and the thing seems to stretch into the height of a small doorway. And as you look inside for the light of the fire, you see, and I'm just going to get the actual description up. We go. So you see a space that is about 10 feet deep, right? So it is. If you imagine an arched door at the top, flat bottom, right? Not a tall one, just roughly the size of the Glamrace. Okay, 10 feet deep in there. So that is going to be just over a meter deep. It appears to be a stone room, stone blocks. You can see shelves in there, and you can see a lot of moth-eaten, wizardy-looking clothing. Nothing of value in there, but it seems to be an extra-dimensional storage space. And if Glamrace was to want to know what to add this under, it would be a portable hole. So it is a portable hole fused to the inside of a ring. Seems to be that when you're not using it, you collapse it down into a ring and push it over your finger.
Excellent.
Okay.
So your finger would appear to disappear to everyone else.
So is
But
it
to you, it would be sticking into an extra-dimensional
and
space.
as a wizardy person myself, would I know, is that something you need to attune to?
You don't need to attune to it. No.
Fantastic.
It is just adventurer gear,
Yeah.
a wondrous item.
So, okay, well, I got the bag now. And I flick it up to get Glamorous. I say you can maybe store all your animal cards in that.
Yeah, my one
yes,
warning
if
as a
it's-
DM. My one warning as a DM is
Don't put it in the other.
if you cross your extra dimensional dimensions, it will be rules as written as what happens.
I should have. I mean, I quite like the idea of putting that on a little. You should put it on your pinky fingers so that you got like a missing a little pinky.
Yeah, as with all magical rings, it seems to stretch and to shrink to fit the bearer.
Okay, so it's definitely something we can pass around if we need to.
Yeah. So for now, you can hold on to that. Get yourself a little storage space. I need a place to store my charcoals. Do I have any charcoal, DM?
Any charcoal?
Yes.
You tell me.
So if I was to go outside and bring in some wood, could I burn enough charcoal to cast a Find Familiar spell?
10 gold pieces worth of charcoal. I think you would need a whole windmill for that.
Oh. Speaking of switching across to maybe have a little bit with... I think, yeah, we need to see where we are and what we're doing. We'll have to redo my whole fucking camera setup now.
Sorry.
Hello.
Hello.
Anyway, I don't think your
apologise, I've just
familiar is.
finished
I don't think your familiar is dead at the moment either.
I was going to change him to a creature with night vision.
Yes, you do need to recast it, don't you?
I would need to recast it to do that, I think. I was checking with you if I do, and if I do, can I recast it?
Right,
Is
I
that
think we've
something I can
established
do?
that the charcoal is consumed. So I think that's the thing that makes using it a bit dangerous. The way that Arlo likes to use it. If he dies, you have to pay the price to recreate them.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't mind paying, but obviously I've got nowhere to buy it here. So maybe when I get to 10 towns, we'll figure that out. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
Right,
certainly when you get the intent.
I'm going to need to figure out what my plans for this stuff. So for right now, guys, let's crack on. So just to clarify with you, Aki, we've spent the first half of the session and a bit working our way through the cold wilderness in your direction. We came across some tracks and didn't follow them. And that's it. Nothing has happened. It's been really good. He found a really cool ring, which when he activates it, it creates a portable, almost like a cupboard. We now have a cupboard in a ring that isn't attunable that Glamorous is currently wearing. When he wears it, his finger disappears. So he's currently missing one finger when he wears it. When he takes it off, it becomes a room that we can hide shit in.
Interesting.
Yeah, same rules as a bag of holding. You can sit in there for about 10 minutes before you start to suffocate.
Yeah. So if we wanted to carry, if we needed
That
to like
was
hide
what I
or
was
carry
wondering.
something, we have our own little room, which is very exciting.
Unlike a bag of holding, there is not a 500-pound weight limit. It's a space limit, not a weight limit.
Nice.
Okay.
So what we could do now is, by the way, you missed my recap that I did of you earlier. I was you for 10 minutes, or for
Mate,
20
I want
seconds.
one as well.
And because I had it for you to read, I was going to mail it to you. But basically, you talked about having to torture small creatures. I'll tell you about it afterwards. But for now, so what are we doing? Are we going to go across to Aki Torture Land, or are we going to save that for next time? Or are we going to move on?
I think we have to, don't we?
Okay, so we've basically we are now camped about an hour away from your mountain, from where you are. Unfortunately, we only get 4 hours of daylight, and we travelled solid for 4 hours and still only got to the base of your mountain because we couldn't fly anymore because there's wyverns in the air.
Hey.
Griffins. But yes. So now
Griffins.
you are at the base of the mountain, near the mountain, or the pathway carved into that mountain, trying to wait out the blizzard that seems to have set in for...
Okay.
Yeah, you're gonna... Assuming you don't want to walk out in the blizzard, you're gonna be there till at least 10 p.m. before that cuts out.
Well, we're going to be one long resting. If we're in now, it's dark. We're going to long rest till the morning. I've identified the ring, and
Glamorous is
we're
throwing
sleeping.
wizard clothes out of the bubble.
We will literally be spending the night, and as soon as there's any light in the morning, so ideally getting at about 6 in the morning, excuse me, as soon as we can see a path under dim light, we will leave. And even if we have to use hooded lantern dancing lights, we'll leave at that point. But yeah, we'll be out early in the morning, around 6, 7 o'clock.
Assuming the blizzard's gone.
Assuming the blizzard's gone.
So yeah, get a good night's sleep, and then basically wait until it's possible to move.
Yeah, and if we're doing that, by the way, and this is what will probably come in at the end of Aki's session, I will send a message to Aki as we're sleeping to advise that to him. Just
before
say,
we go to sleep.
Before we go to sleep.
So put a pin in that, and hopefully we can do that before the end of the session.
Yeah, and then we'll go to Aki.
Hello.
Jump. Right, so where we left Aki.
Oh God!
In a pit.
I wish I hadn't come back now.
With a small, vicious-looking yeti, dead, unconscious, something at his feet. Right. Yeah. So, I think their Arn had described to you why they do this with their griffins. You know, they beat the weakness out of them. We're not raw griffins. Train them. And yeah, he brought this juvenile griffin. It's no longer a baby griffin. Problems with stat blocks. So one of presumably the griffin trainers brought this in, and he was coaxing it forward. And he was quite lovingly going, "Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. You've got this." All right. And the thing is, he's a bit nervous as it moves in. You know, it's kind of looking back at him at a couple of bits, but seems to be buoying itself up. Right. As you see this, are you doing anything?
I'm going to try and back away from it as much as possible.
I don't know what that noise was, but it was scary.
That's what I was going for.
Yeah. So we'll move you back. You're back against the wall there. So one of the Goliaths, seeing this, is going to call out, "He's scared. Oh, he's going to get it now." Right. They start betting in the background. The female Goliath, she leans over to Arn, and she says, "He looks scared, but I suspect he's tougher than he looks. For one who gave so little fight when we captured him, he seems to be a squirrely one, this. Something about him." "We shall see. Forth with the griffin, then." And with that, you hear the griffin trainer blow a horn, you know, my terrible horn impression. And with that, the griffin jumps up and roll initiative.
Here we go. We're getting a fight today, guys.
Oh, you might want to...
Yeah, I was doing sound effects.
Twitch
Have
a
you
little,
heard the sound effects
so-
I've just managed to create?
Oh, I've been hearing them.
I just found the yays and boos sound effect.
There we go.
$18 plus 3, which is what, 21? Oh wait, where's my... Hold on. Collections, characters...
So, unsurprisingly, the nimble monk. Nimble monk catches the first break. You see this thing start to hop. You see its wings outstretch, and it's about to lift off. But you get a chance, seeing this, to act first.
Okay, I'm going to try and do something which is a little bit odd for me.
You're going to talk.
No, I'm going to take the dodge action.
Oh, wow.
Oh, you're going to let it get in the air. Oh, my God.
That's the first time in 2 campaigns someone's voluntarily taken a dodge action.
So, and
You can bonus action that, can't you?
Nope. That's a main action.
I thought for a monk, monks can bonus it.
I can take it as a bonus action, but I don't want to. So I choose, until the start of my next turn, any attack roll made against me has disadvantage if I can see the attacker, and you make a dexterity saving throw with advantage. I make dexterity saving throws with advantage, and I lose this benefit if I'm incapacitated or my speed drops to 0.
Okay, so as you stand against the wall, ready to dodge any incoming tech, this griffin launches itself up into the air as it circles the top of this cave, roughly about 20 feet there. And as it circles, it gets a look in your eye as it judges you where you are, what it's going to do, and it dives down towards you. And with that, it swoops past, and it multi-attacks, trying to snap you with its beak, first of all. Rolling
With
at a beak
disadvantage.
attack. With disadvantage. 12.
Nope.
No, and deftly, you manage to duck out the way, and as you duck, right, it grazes past with its claws to make another attack, trying to grab you, to claw at you, to rip your flesh, rend it from bone. And at disadvantage, 13, and it catches Rock, and it just, and now it's not going to give you a chance for attack of opportunity. It's now hovering above you, flapping its wings in the air, snapping and clawing at you. What do you do?
So it's my go, is it?
It is. From the background, you can hear one of the Goliaths say, "Yeah, that's it. Do it. You got him. You got him."
Okay, I am going. Is he hovering at the moment?
He's not on the. Yeah, he's hovering.
How high is he?
He's kind of hovering about 2 or 3 feet off the ground.
Okay, so I
So
can
again, this
get
is more
to
like swooping around you.
him. Okay. Can I look around and see what I can see? If there's anything I can use as an improvised weapon.
A Yeti.
A dead Yeti.
To be clear,
Is it
a
breathing?
dead baby Yeti.
A possibly dead baby Yeti.
Okay, so
There are torches, there are chairs that people are sitting on. There is, well, what you can see is some demarkers for the pit. You know, little pieces of wood with cloth attached
You have
to
your
them.
fists, bro.
I do have my fist, but I'm not sure if I want to attack.
Where's your blindfold at this point?
This is what I was going to say. Can I put my blindfold on?
Yes.
Cool. Is that an action or a bonus action?
We will pretend that you
You
did
did
that
it
on the
last
turn
turn,
of your
yeah.
meeting.
Your action
you.
was
Well,
that, and
as
then
my
you...
action, I am going to take the dodge again. I want to try and make it look as if it's going to be close, but I want to try and keep them entertained, but not actually damage the griffin, because damaging the griffin would be against my, vegan principles as a monk.
Okay. So you take the dodge
Fucking
action.
vegan bingo. He is ready. Look, at the how quick was that? He was ready.
First time in how long?
So obviously he is going to again try and snap at you with his beak, try and claw at you with his claws. Wow. Yeah, with disadvantage. Or he critted, but he didn't. A 6 and a 16.
Nice. Neither of those hit me.
16
Right,
doesn't hit.
so-
Jesus.
I'm got 80 or 20 or 22 now.
In the background, you kind of hear, right, one of the Goliaths going, "Do you see that? He's blindfolded, and he's just dodging him." Because you are basically doing Neo right now. You're just back,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
left, right. You can see through that blindfold, not
There
the
is
things
no
around
spoon.
it. The
Fuck
creature
Neo,
in
you're
front of you.
daredeviling this shit. You know what I mean? You
Yeah,
are
I
like
am.
fucking blindfolded, fucking giving it the large. Matt Murdock up in here.
Right, back to you.
For a third attempt, I'm actually going to try and jump out of the ring. How high are the cage walls?
For you, certainly doable.
How high are they?
How high? Let me see. Because converting meters into feet is the problem. So it's going to be about 15 feet.
Because they just divide it by 3. And
Yeah,
multiply
so
by
3 meters.
Okay, so yeah, 15 feet. Just let me plug my other camera in. I'm going to try, because obviously I'm rolling here and you can't see, and I'm, you know me, I'm
Yeah,
honest.
sorry, 9 feet. That's 3 meters.
9 feet, oh, that's easy. Right, let's go Discord. Sorry, very quickly. If I do this and do that, and then do that,
What is going on?
I'm just putting my other camera on. Okay, so
And just breaking everything in the process.
I'm breaking everything, sorry. So you can actually see what I'm rolling. Okay, so I'm going to try and jump out of the ring at a position which is... I'll leave you there for a second. Sorry.
So this is going to be an acrobatics check, first of all. Because I assume you're trying to jump, not trying to climb.
I'm trying to jump out of it, yep. I want to jump out towards, probably to the left, where it looks like I can make then a dash to the south.
Right, so you can jump about 10 feet. Right, so I suppose yeah, so you could jump out there. Yeah,
Okay, so
but I still need you to make an acrobatics check.
an acrobatics check. Okay, that's a dexterity, which means I get advantage on it.
Not advantage. You just get a higher.
Oh, I get plus
no.
6 on it anyway.
Yeah.
So I have I've just rolled a 19
Yep.
plus 6. That's 25. Do I make it?
So you would make it. Where did you say the left?
I want to make it up to the left, so I'll show you. I want to try and jump up to here.
Right. So first thing is an attack of opportunity that happens.
And try.
Right. So that would be 14.
Misses.
Okay.
Monk.
What else you do?
Then I am going to try and cower. I'm not going to try and run. I'm just going to try and cower in this corner.
You're gonna try and cower in the corner.
Yeah. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to entertain them, but I'm also not trying to escape. There's no point me trying to escape because I'm going to die. So I'm just going to try and jump out and cower in the corner and see what they do.
Okay. Well, immediately the group to the south run towards you, right? Because you look very much like you're escaping. So they are. Actually, I need to roll initiative for one of them.
And also,
lots of things appear on the turn order.
yeah. Then also, can I look around, see if there is anything of use which is going to help me either get out or see what's in this box next to me or anything like that?
It's a mimic.
Don't
Surprise!
give them ideas. Behave.
In action. But there is a pathway to the left of you. And presumably back to the cell is to the south of you.
Thank you.
So as we get to his mountain tomorrow morning, he's gone. He managed to escape the night before. He's actually, as we messaged him that night, he's like, "Oh, I'm in 10 towns now, mate. I fucking chipped off from them guys."
Okay,
Well,
so
I got
you've
water
jumped
waiting
up,
for you.
You've moved, and you said you're cowering. So is that the dodge action again?
Not the dodge. Can I
Do it.
jump as part of my movement?
You would have used 10 feet of your movement to get out.
Oh,
Then-
in that case, then yeah, I'm going to employ the dodge action again.
Okay, so you're cowering in the corner.
Yep.
Right. So Arn is gonna scream there. Get him before he escapes. Right, and a whole group of the Goliaths are just going to start charging towards you. So without capturing that, so I think
Okay.
they get to about there-ish.
Right.
Right, and this guy would be running down here, but they won't quite have got to you by your turn. Right,
Excellent.
the others are going to stay where they are. The griffin is going to kind of fly up to the top of the cave. It's going to start circling, a bit confused to what's happening.
You
Right,
say
so-
there's an exit to the left, do you?
There would be.
Let's take it.
Oh, you just said there's no fun escaping. You'll die. That's hilarious. He's gonna get another kick in.
Yeah.
Let me just mess around with the map for a second.
We got to see what's going on. I may regret my decisions here because I can't see what's going on.
Okay, so that's going to... Right. Just bear with me with this, because you're doing things I thought you wouldn't do.
He was just
Sorry.
expecting a little fight, little thing, and then back to the cell. No, he's got to create a whole map on. You could just talk about the corridors. We don't need. We can picture it in our minds.
We have the corridors.
Theater of the mind. How many rolls we got so far on crit roll, crit fail, guys?
3?
We'll be doing those in around about 15 minutes. 15 minutes ish, maybe 20 ish.
Right. So we are going to put you there.
What are we up to tomorrow, guys? What are you Saturday? You coming to London, have a few drinks with me and Ben?
I'm actually off to. Still can't actually remember where my sister lives, but somewhere around Birmingham in Way.
Somewhere around Birmingham.
It's
I
not
like
in
that's
Birmingham.
good. It's good though because you don't want to give that location away. Like if you'd have said I'm going to and then read out the full address, all your fans would have been there waiting for you tomorrow. That's why I'm trying to be really vague about where we're going. We're just going to Dalston at some point.
Dalston.
to a bar where there'll be a potential party in the near future, which you may or may not attend.
See, I am going to a party tomorrow. Well, the party's actually Saturday, but it's for a 2-year-old.
I won't be there. Yeah, exactly. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Here we go, guys. We have the smallest cave in the world.
Yes, you'll need to go right to the bottom.
We're already there. We just really zoomed out.
Okay,
Right.
so
Dude, can I see more than that? Because I've got at least 30 feet of vision.
yes, you can. We just
One
wanted to start
vision.
with that.
Give him a chance, yeah? I didn't want to give too much away. So you've darted down a little corridor, chased by 4 big Goliaths.
And by the sounds of it, a griffin.
I like the Rusty Pickle picture in or GIF in. Actually, it looks a little bit like you as well.
Mother bitch, what have I done?
Okay, let me find. Okay, so you're in S9.
S9
Okay.
is not where I'm going drinking on Saturday.
Is it
A
not?
long rectangular fire pit heats a 15-foot high cave and fills the area with a scent of cooking meat over a grate. The sound of cheering also fills the cave as yet 2 Goliaths still stand near the southern wall with arms. We just checked. Yes, as 2 Goliaths stand near the southern wall with their arms extended out from their sides, holding a large rock in each hand. Their arm muscles are quivering with exertion. Their jaws are clenched, and 7 more Goliaths stand around them, cheering and waving haunches of cooked meat. There is 2 people to the south, so I'm going to move 2 of these, having a bit of a contest of strength. And there's another, that many people standing around a fire pit as these people try to do whatever they're doing. So you're running into that.
You've basically left one arena of baby animal torture and moved into a manly arena of fire sex. These Goliaths know how to party. That's all I'm saying.
You have got these two Goliaths just holding really ridiculously heavy rocks. You know, they're looking at each other, they're straining. You've got that look, it's like, drop it. You know you're going to drop it first, that kind of look. These people are just screaming, yeah, as you burst into here from the side, right? And as you do this, a couple of them start to give sideways glances. So
I am going to take the dash action and leg it past them, taking an arc over the north of them.
Right, so how far can you get? That far?
Well, as a dash action, I should be able to double my distance, shouldn't I? Yeah.
So another 40 feet.
40 feet. So let's just get
Now,
you to...
as I run around this corner, though, will I be able to see a better variation to go?
Well, what I'm going to do
But
is...
bear in
reveal
mind
a
that my
little
walking
more.
speed is 45 feet, and I've used, 40 of it so far?
Yeah, just 1 second. You would probably see that sort of area.
Right, let's
People
leg
seem
it
to be
north.
really excited about this.
They really do.
Hey, they're trying to hold them rocks, man. I mean, the people in the last place were cheering. Now they're more like, whoa, where's he going? Whereas he walked in here and we've got the same cheering. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
Let's leg it round them. Let's do this.
Right,
So
you've
I'm
got-
thinking I can get... Oh, is that a hole?
Yes, it is.
I want to dash to that hole.
Always a good idea.
okay.
Right, some
Now,
hole.
where's the
Let's
next
go
map,
down
DM? Where's he going next?
Right, so...
He's challenging our DM. He doesn't turn up for an hour and a half and then completely fucks the DM's plans. It's amazing.
Let me just see. Let me check. I don't actually think it's a hole. Just hold on.
To that, she's very loose.
It's probably just a fire pit or something. The good thing is this is a gap there. It's actually in the campaign, so all this he'll have descriptions for all of it with little tags.
He just has to read it all. Bless him.
That's what I'm having to do. Da, 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 da.
I couldn't take the mental anguish of having to slap around another baby griffin.
It is described as a chute that leads from that area, and that's it's not. Yeah, it just leads you into the area beneath it.
So it's a chute.
Okay.
Go and jump in that
this
chute.
area here is on a higher level. The area beneath it is another 15, 20 feet
Go
down. So it's
dive in that
down.
chute. This is like Indiana Jones shit.
I'm running. I am literally Indiana Jonesing it to that hole. I don't want to
Okay.
teeter on the edge of the hole, so if anybody gets close to me, that I can just take one single step and go.
Oh, so you're not going in the hole?
No, I want to
Oh,
stand
I
by.
was about to get rid of the chairs. I'll bring the chairs back.
Right. What can I see to the north of me, DM? That's it.
Yeah.
Is what's that? Is that just another area that I can run around?
Now, you see in the centre of this area a 12-foot high
He's got the
cave
description.
with an 8-foot high tall stone inscribed with runes. So it's like just a standing stone with runes on it. It says behind it, but you're in front of it. So there's a 5-foot diameter chute with carved footholds that ascends into the cave that you're currently in. The stone definitely has a sacred look about it.
I've just found something called chase music. I think that's apt.
You say there's carved footholds.
That lead up into the area, so it's carved footholds to lead down.
Let's take the carved footholds, shall we?
So that will just take you to the bottom of the area. So let's just put you there.
Hey, end turn. I'm assuming it's end turn, is it?
Right.
Oh, can I hide as a bonus action?
You used your action to dash, didn't you?
Yeah, I
And
did.
also another one to dodge.
No, he didn't dodge. He ran.
I didn't dodge.
He's ran, you've
That was last
dashed.
turn. So he's used his movement to move, and he's used his bonus
Action
to
dash.
Oh, your action to dash. So you have a bonus action.
Yep.
Don't think your bonus action includes. No, it doesn't do disengage. Because I know you're rogue-like, but you're not a rogue.
Bonus action, patient defense. I can take a dodge action, flurry of blows, step of the wind. I can take disengage or dash action, unarmed strike.
So you
Now,
could
what I wanna
bonus
do is-
action dash and then action hide.
Okay, I'll spend a key point to take it to bonus action dash to do it that way, and then I would like to use my action to hide.
Okay, so roll me stealth.
Okay.
With disadvantage because it's an open room, pretty much.
No, he's gone. You went down the chute, right?
Yeah, it's.
I have proficiency in stealth.
You've got to imagine this as trying to stealth in a corridor. There's a lip and it goes down into another room, but it doesn't take a lot of skills for someone to look over the edge.
But he's in that other room, so I can lower the volume of the fighting. That's all I was worried about.
I got a 7. It's not very clear. I got a 7 and an 11. So it would be 7 plus 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13.
13. Okay. Right, so how far can these guys move? Certainly, yeah. It's so many people. So certainly these guys can get to there. Those guys will be, well, one lower than that.
Surely those guys are busy, watching the wrestling match.
Oh,
That's
no,
what I
they're
was banking on.
They're seeing this all going on. They're running there. They're running there. These two guys are staying there with their competition. They don't care what's going on. One is going to win.
What about the guys following him?
That is a point. And right, so I got to bring up the goddamn crag cat. So many things following him.
He's literally been chased by an entire camp.
Yeah.
But if you could get a good distance and a good stealth, you could hide, and you might be rocking it.
Does Sirenscape have the Benny Hill theme?
No, that would be amazing.
It's out of my head, guys. I was just thinking that.
Right. Okay. So this dude would also not get as far as yeah. He would get about there. Oh my god. Where is everyone on here?
They're above me, right? They're not below me.
1 second. I have so many people to move. Yeah. So he's going to be chasing you.
All right, so that top bit is the lower level. I get it.
Yeah. Okay. So now I need to roll to see if these 4 people even goddamn see you.
How to really test the DM
Right, what
at the end
was
of
your
the
stealth
session.
roll?
My stealth roll was
14?
7 plus 6, which is
13.
what? 7 plus 13, yeah.
Right. So 2 of them see you from the top of that ridge.
Mhm.
Right. So they do actually have javelins with them. So 2 of them are going to start throwing javelins at you.
Bring it on.
Okay. 8 and 20.
So the 20 is going to hit, but
So the 8. Oh, you're going to
Reaction.
try and catch it.
I am going to try and catch it.
Reaction.
And I am going to use deflect missiles. So basically what this says is I can use a reaction to deflect the if I when I do so, the damage I take from it, the attack is reduced by 1d10 plus my dex modifier plus my monk level. If I reduce the damage to 0, I can catch the missile, and I can and if I catch
Throw
it, I
it
can
back
spend
at
1
them.
d8 to throw it back.
Yes, come on,
Right.
catch that
So
missile.
how much are you deflecting it by?
Roll, baby.
1d10 plus my dex modifier plus my monk level,
Do
which
it.
is 10 plus 6 plus 8.
Roll
I
the
guess.
roll the d10. Roll the d10.
I roll the d10. Hold on.
So it's plus 14, yeah? 6 and 8. You at level 8 or level 7?
7. Sorry.
So that's 13 plus whatever you roll.
That's a 2.
So you reduce the damage by 15, DM.
Well, that is enough.
So he can throw it back.
You can throw it back.
Yes, baby, no damage. And Aki.
I get a free attack.
So does he have to roll to attack?
He would do.
So roll to hit
okay.
with your throw back. That's amazing. Like monk shit. Like, whoo, fuck you.
I've only got a 17 plus 6, so that's what?
That definitely will
23?
hit.
You don't get plus 6 because you're using strength to throw a javelin, not dexterity.
Yes, so it's 17 plus minus.
Hit DC. I get a plus 6 on it, mate.
No, that's
Go and
because
check my
that's
reaction.
based on dex though. You're actually throwing this javelin with strength, so because that's what if you use your weapons.
Well, either way, 17 is going to hit.
17 will hit on its own, yeah.
Right, and then I get 1d6 plus 3, I think.
It's whatever the weapon is.
1d6 plus 4.
I've got 1d6 plus 3, but so that's 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, whichever you prefer.
8 damage.
Okay, so let me just change him. He does not look bloodied.
Now these guys are a bit brutal. They're a bit brutal, guys, but you know what can you say? He's keeping them on their toes.
Who did I hit, by the way? Can you just mark him off?
Right, if I can even zoom in that far. Jesus.
They're not Russian. Mark him off. This is building. Within the next 5 to 10 minutes, we need like Aki getting his head kicked in or hidden safe somewhere. That's like, you know what I mean? Come on, I believe in you.
Red face.
I think just jumping out of some kind of door and rolling down the mountain to your maybe death, and we'll pick that up next turn.
I'm basically going to head outwards now.
This music is phenomenal.
It's very good.
Wow, wow. Come on, DM. You actually, that's their go. So it's now Aki's go.
I'm still doing stuff.
I know.
There is so many things happening right now because he's just speed running through an area. Just, goddamn speed running. Right, okay, so let me just reveal a little bit more of this. Right, so I'm assuming you don't want to investigate the room that you're in or anything
Yeah,
like that.
there's gonna be so much that we miss if we never investigate this mountain. We could have got in there, fought them, found some shit. Just keep going.
On the basis that I am going to be absolutely hooning it out, do I have time to have a very quick look at it?
No. You'd have to use your action and lose that 45 feet of movement.
Well, yeah, you'd have to use your action.
Fine. I'm going to use my action. I'm going to investigate it.
Oh, you just lost everything. If you were 90 feet, you'd have got away. With 45 feet, you just got fucked.
45 feet, they're not going to catch me, are they?
They're there.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're not going to move.
So
Have you
roll the
seen the
investigation
animal
check.
that's coming that caught you and tromped on you earlier?
Don't give mints.
Clown. Could have gone. You could have got away. You could have got away and you chose to search a room.
Can I change my own mind?
Fine, you've not rolled yet.
Excellent. Okay,
Fucking
in that
go,
case, then,
man.
I am going to leg it. I am going to.
You can tell us about this place. We'll sneak back and rob them.
That's fine.
This is
as an
basically
action-
Eagle and Sarge when the tentacles were coming and getting him.
Exactly.
No,
the
we're going
tentacles going. Let's just search the body. What are you doing? There's tentacles.
As my action, I am going to take the dash.
Well, move first.
Oh yeah, move first.
Oh yeah, so I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45.
Right, so I'm going to stop you for a second. So that's 45. Right, check that, right. So 45, 40, 35, 30. And we're going to stop you there at 30 feet.
Okay.
Right, and...
God, I'm getting
There's a
nervous.
beholder in the hallway.
I'm now getting...
Oh.
Jesus.
But as some of the corridors have been well lit, as you get here, it seems to lead out into inky darkness. But on watch on the ridge to the what
Oh, you're
looks
on the
like
ridge.
the entrance to the cave,
Decent movement around them.
there appears to be several guards and a griffin sitting in a nest.
So that's 30.
By the way, I
Fucking-
did not even move these people. This
Hoof
is
it.
their default position.
Yeah. Hoof it, man. You can. I reckon you can do it. There are a few attacks of opportunity, maybe, but you can hoof it. Go.
Move it past him. Let's go.
So you're on 30, so go. Stay
So
away
I
from
am gonna
people as
go.
much as possible.
35, 40, 45,
There'll be an
Fifth.
attack of opportunity. Yeah.
50.
So just move to 40. Yeah, 50. Yeah. So you're
Yeah, that's
5
50
feet into your
feet.
next movement.
Yep.
Then where?
I'm assuming you're doing the roll of the attack of opportunity on me.
You've not left.
you're mo-
You've
you've
not
got to
left.
move past
You've
him
not left
first.
his range.
In
Yeah.
that case then. 55.
Right. So let me look at adult Griffin.
Bollocks.
Okay.
I'm in danger.
Okay.
It misses with its beak, but as you run past it, it manages to claw you.
Does it get both attacks with a attack
what-
with a
yeah,
with a
what's it-
reaction?
That is a good question, but it wouldn't have made the difference.
Okay.
So that is 9 plus. That's going to be 13 points of.
As you run past it,
slashing
it
damage.
rakes you with its claw, but you keep going.
13. Let me take that 13.
Right. What is your health right now? 'Cause it's not on your
49. I'm keeping a track of it on my record.
Yep.
Okay. Then I am going to go there, which is, what did I go up to? 55, 50, 55, 60,
Yeah.
65, second trigger,
Second attack of opportunity.
65.
Right.
And reveal
So
some more
this
math.
guy, because he doesn't need to throw his javelin, is using his great axe.
Okay.
And that's a swing and a miss.
Thank you. Then I go to 65, 70,
Yep.
75,
Let's see
second
some more
third-
map,
third-
DM. Let's see some more
Sorry,
map.
can you move back one? So you're on 70.
70
Right,
there, yeah.
Do you have dark vision?
Do I have dark vision?
Do
Yeah.
you have dark vision?
It's
I don't think I do.
actually we're probably earlier in the day. It's probably still light.
Oh yeah, because of course this is way before us.
Sorry, yeah, it's way before
Yeah.
you. So you don't see inky blackness. And,
I'm fine.
right, give me a second. I need to put some things on other layers. God damn it.
Exciting, guys. Any second now he's going to throw himself off and just mount in! And Prax is back there going, oh well, back to fighting animals, I suppose.
Right, okay.
When did he turn into Santa?
Don't leave without me, friend! Oh, he's gone again. This happens every week. Why didn't I run when I was a young man?
Right, so
Oh yeah, that's the point. Well, knowing Toxi, even if he does get out, we've still got to go back and save what's his name.
We got to save
yeah.
Prax,
Oh, yeah.
and we got to rob this place, man.
Okay, so let me just describe this to you, what you're seeing right now, before you make your next action. Okay, as you run out into the light, we've established, as you run out into the light, you see... Right, you can see you can see just the cliff drop off into nothing. You are on the edge of a mountainside. In front of you is a 10-foot tall barricade. It appears to be made of wood and stone, set with a crude gate made of thick lumber, and festooned all around it with metal blades. Right, so it's basically like if someone made a gate, smashed some bottles, and stuck all the sharp bits of the bottles on it. Right.
Razor wire, basically.
Right. Gaps in the gate allow you to, see through it. So you see a causeway on the other side.
How high is the gate?
10 feet.
10 foot tall. Da-da-da-da. Yep, and you wouldn't have the rest of that, and you wouldn't be able to see the other things there yet. Yeah. So you're at 80 feet at this point.
No, I'm not at 65.
65, yeah.
70, final trigger.
Okay.
And you're unconscious.
Every single person there, if he doesn't get out of their
21.
line of sight, is going to get to attack
So
him.
that is...
Mm-hmm.
It is such a valiant effort.
Mm-hmm.
Right, okay, so that is that plus that. That is 12 points of slashing damage.
What did he achieve?
He hit you.
Yeah, but what did he get?
12 points.
Yeah, no. What did he get as a reaction? Because I've got an AC of 20.
Oh, he got
He rolled 21. He said that. He did say 21.
Oh fuck! Sorry, I didn't hear
Yeah,
that.
he did say that.
Okay, so 12 points of slashing damage. Yeah. Okay, 12. This is gonna hurt. I'm down to 37. Okay, 75, 80, and then I'm going to use my last 10 feet to jump onto the top of the fence.
Oh, I need to look up some running jump rules here. Oh, if only JD was here. He was a master of...
I'm pretty sure you
Ring
can
of
jump.
jumping.
You can jump your strength. What is your strength?
10.
So you can jump 10 feet.
I can.
Right, give me a sec.
The problem is you're going to be
No,
stood on the top of
he
that.
can jump 10
Yep.
feet in distance. So he could run and then jump 10 feet over
Yes.
a gorge.
Yes.
Right, and the jump is capped at his maximum movement. So to stop people gaming it, you can't run 29 feet and then
Correct.
jump to make
No, but he
40.
has 10 feet of movement left.
Right, so where are we on?
This played out really well.
He could jump
Well,
10
really,
10
really good for a thing that you'll get stuck on the top
You're
of
on
there.
top
They won't
of a
hit you with
fence
arrows,
where
then you can fall
everybody
down.
can attack you, Griffin.
Yep.
But you've still got your bonus action. You could patient defense on there and hope for the best.
By the way,
bad.
as I'm reading the description, the drop off on either side of the causeway is 15,000 feet. I
That's
hope you're
fine.
slow-
I've got slow fall. What's the deal?
Yeah, well, you know what I mean. It's fine.
Right, okay, let me just say it.
I'm heading for the center of it, knowing because I'll be able to see it once I get up there. But either way, on the way to it, I know it's going to be a long drop, so I need to stay as central to that causeway as possible, and then just leg it like mad.
Fair play for having a go at this. I mean, if it ends terribly now in the next 5 minutes, we've got to end in a second, so it's either going to end in death or glory.
It's all right. I'm just going to start prepping my next character.
Okay.
Well, they'll probably just knock you out and then drag you back and then bring you into the arena tomorrow. Or you'll be taking a piss in a minute and be like, what the fuck is... Oh my god, this is my friend's barrier!
Right, so I've just looked up high jump here. So as a pure jumping up, it's 3 feet plus your strength modifier, 3 feet being 1 meter. So you need to do a little bit more than a basic jump.
Okay.
And
But my strength modifier is 10.
you have 10 feet of movement.
No, your strength is 10, your modifier is 0.
Oh.
Because this is up, not across. If you're going across, that's where you get the other one. This is up he's talking about.
Yeah,
Hey,
'cause
so-
we let you jump out the arena because you did acrobatics.
You did a check,
we like to close our eyes and imagine you jumped up, you just hopped off the griffin's head, and did some acrobatic stuff.
So can he do an acrobatics now?
This is a sheer
can I
gate with a lot of
acrobatics
spiky
it?
stuff on it.
Over it.
Is that athletics?
You got to describe to me how it would be acrobatics.
How are you jumping, bro?
So as I'm running towards it, where I land, where I currently am, I will then go down on both of my...
Before you even start, you've got 10 feet of movement left. So
Yep, so bearing in mind, where I land now...
it will be on the top of the gate.
Yeah, he knew that.
1 second, I can't hear anything because it's raining like fuck here. Hold on.
So I'm just trying to warn you.
Hold on, I can't actually hear you. Give me a sec.
We have to end in like a couple of minutes, guys. This is
You don't want
nervy.
to end.
We should just end it with it. Was whatever happens with this jump,
Right.
basically. So you
Okay,
can
I'll-
jump, but you'd have to land on the gate, not over it.
Because that caps
Well,
out your
technically, I've got 10 more feet, so I could do...
10 vertical feet.
So 10 vertical feet. Okay. So what I'd like to do is I'd where I am. I would the idea is knowing that that's how much distance I had. I was going to try and spring from where I am, both feet, get right up, drag. Seeing that the gate is a bit of a mess, I want to try and grab the top of the gate and balance both my feet on top of it with it. Landing on top of the gate, meaning that I should be out of the range or reach of people on the floor.
Yeah, so grabbing the gate and yanking yourself up is a strength check. So that would be athletics.
Well, no, because I wanted to actually jump up. So the idea was
And again,
I'm running.
high jumping is athletics. Straight
yeah,
jump is
so-
athletics.
It's
That's
true.
exactly what I'm trying to do.
It's athletics, yeah.
hold on,
Unfortunately.
let's-
Had you have said that you were going to do a bit of bounce, 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 you might have got acrobatics.
Okay, so it's athletics check, yeah?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you had said I was going to run up the glass wall.
Well, no, that would have
Yeah.
cut me, so I don't want to
the
do
rules
that.
as written here is your high jump is 3 foot. That's 10 foot. Right, so you're jumping up 3 foot, which gets you, as a 6 foot high dragon, within 1 foot of the top of that to pull yourself up. And that is where the athletics check comes in.
Okay,
Come on.
that is a 15 plus
Nice. Nothing.
0.
15's not bad.
Right, with a 15, you would find yourself on the top of that gate.
Oh! Oh!
With 3 griffins and 5 people with bows about to attack you.
Oh!
But you still have, Aki, you still have a bonus action.
I do indeed. So, as a bonus
You
action,
could dash and get further away and reduce the amount of people that could hit you, or you could patient defense.
it's so just to so I'm either going to try and use dodge action so that they have a disadvantage against me,
Still a
or
lot
I am
of
going.
attacks.
Or if I'm allowed, can I jump down and carry on going with my dash action, with my bonus action as a dash with a key point?
Right, I'm just trying to look this up. So which one is that? Step of the Wind? Yeah, 'cause use a
Step
key
of the
point
wind,
for that.
yeah, key point, yeah.
Can I ask a silly question? When you click a button, so I have 7 key points, or in D&D Beyond. If they're lit up, does that mean I still have them, or I've used them?
You would have had a long rest anyway, so you've definitely still got all your key points.
So should they all be red?
You should have all your key points.
Yeah, no, I do have them.
Red generally means you've used it. So black
that's
is it's
fine.
an
And,
empty slot, and then they
That's cool.
progress along as you
So
use
I've got 6 left. Yeah, that's fine.
Interestingly enough, you could use it to double your jump distance.
Yeah,
Well,
but now
as it
you can
happens,
move. You've moved, man.
I've done it now. So now can I take another? So technically, I would be here.
Monks,
Oh,
man.
wow.
90. What's that? So it's going to be 135 feet of movement.
So now I want to try and leg it along the causeway. Am I allowed to do that, DM?
Yes, you can try and leg it.
Okay, let's do this.
So
I am going to. Ooh. Go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, and then disappear into darkness.
you should have been
kind
one
of.
further back.
Oh.
Oh, sorry.
Back one, baby.
Sorry, my apologies.
And I think that's where we end it, because he's got to now control the best part of an army to come and try and get you. So we've established he was going to fight a baby animal. He dodged that baby animal as much as possible, and then thought, do you know what? This is my opportunity. Whilst they're all a little bit distracted with my entertainment skills, I'm going. And he went, and with 2 sets of full movement, he's managed to take a few attacks of opportunity. He's on the causeway, and he's getting away, and I think that's where we have to end it.
But I will just do some scene setting here.
Okay.
As you ran out, right? You look up, and you see 2 griffins fly off in a southerly direction, doing a beeline to something or other. And you see the remaining 4 griffins that are up there heading in your direction, cawing.
We pulled 2 griffins off him, Glam. Glam, you did the job.
Yeah.
You managed to distract 2 griffins from attacking Eki.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I now want to know if it all turns out those horns we heard earlier to the east were the hunting party searching for Toxi.
Amazing. Right, guys, that's all we've got time for. I've really been called. So we had fun. Let's have a quick calendar check, everybody. Oof. How about that? You didn't expect that, did you, Ben, for the last 45 minutes?
Yeah, sorry about that.
That was definitely some off-the-cuff stuff going on.
Off the cuff stuff.
It's the best
As
type
we
of
move into Avril, Jacques Avril, I am free on the 13th, which will be 2 weeks from now.
Confirmed.
Yeah, probably. I think if I'm taking any of the Easter weeks off, it'll be next week.
Cool. So if everyone's good, I'm penciling in. B, everything good for the 13th?
So far, so good.
Super duper.
I can see B there. She's all concerned for her dragonborn lover.
Well, she's been riding. She was kissing Chrissy in the last one,
Oh,
and then
Toxi
she
was
was
telling
riding Gaz in this one. You know what I mean?
Orianta's been riding Gaz all session.
I was kissing the enemy?
Christoph on it. Volo. Volo was kissing Volo.
Oh, I didn't kiss Volo.
You
He kissed me
snuggled
on
with
the
Chrissy
cheek.
for warmth. You kissed Volo, and you rode
You
Gaz.
making me sound like a
that's
you-
the
slut
same.
now.
You
You're making
brazen
me sound
hussy.
like a total
Brazen hussy.
Right.
I mean,
I don't
you
know what
can't
the
say
fuck's
that
going on.
anymore. D&D, you're not allowed to use that phrase. I think it's just she's just
You
what's
promiscuous person.
she's a promiscuous dragonborn. You know what I
I'm
mean?
not. I'm just sought after.
I'm just gonna so
Hey,
we're gonna do some
There
rolls.
we go.
We're gonna do some rolls. Aki, I'm gonna say that. Can I just say that in my recap today? I began with our party got separated. We were just short of one pious dragonborn with a penchant for the nice things in life. And it was then when I took over as you, it was supposed to be torture. These Goliaths, I obviously used a much easier prey, like my new friend Prax. So far, they've forced me to fight a baby Yeti, and now I face a mighty juvenile griffin. The only torture is having to kill these poor beings. Maybe that's what broke Prax. Not the threat of fighting, but the endless killing of poor innocent creatures. I hope my rescuers arrive soon, or else they might make me kill a kitten.
you know what? Would you like to know what I wrote?
Go on.
Not where are we? How are we go? Not only am I locked up with an old man Prax, I've been goaded to attack baby animals, cute, small, easy to kill, but each takes a little piece of my monkish soul.
There you go.
I'm trying to look weak, but I'm not doing well with this.
There we
Things
go.
are going to die.
Nice. So there we go. So you're on a bridge. Who knows what's going to happen? We'll find out in 2 weeks.
Right, let's
do
roll
s-
some rolls.
Let's do some rolls. I'm going to check on the wife, make sure everything's okay. I'll come back for the end. Give me 2 seconds. What a session.
Okay, who's got a d6 to hand?
Yep.
Okay, roll that d6.
Talk to me. You have a 6.
A 6 is Pornocchio.
Pornocchio, congratulations. Next.
Oops, I can't type straight. And next is a d10.
A D10.
Yeah, there's actually 5 entrants on this one.
1D10 is an 8.
And an 8 is Eagle Point Dragon.
Well done, Eagle.
Or Eagle, as we tend to call him because we can't be bothered to pronounce the whole thing.
Next.
That's it. We only actually got 2 in the end. I thought we'd got 3, but
There you go.
my bot says 2. So either it missed one or or something. But yeah, no, that was a quick one.
Simple. Simples.
The way I
Oh,
see it,
Glamorous, what are you going to do with your portable hole?
I don't know yet, but
I'm waiting to hear the magic words. I'm going to put that in the bag of holding with that hand, with the ring on. Oh,
so here's
I did
the
actually
thing,
breakfast
right?
today.
Here's the thing. All I'm imagining,
Nice t-shirt.
All I'm imagining is I'm about to. That night's gone by, and I'm about to send a message, and that message is gonna be, "We're at the base of your encampment. We're gonna mount our rescue tomorrow." And he'll be like, "Oh, whereabouts at the base? Oh wait, is that the lump over there? I can hear you. What are you doing over? I got out already, mate. What are you talking about? I was just camping here. It's cold. Can I come in the warm tent?"
I think there may be some serious retconning and guys riding mammoths in his future.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Right, guys, thank you for tuning in this evening. I won't be here tomorrow. I'm about to post cover now, by the way. I'll do that now to remind myself. I'm going to post cover. I won't be here tomorrow. Big weekend. So, yeah, Ben, our whole day switched because the guy messaged me from Bonkers because he can't make till 5. So it was going to be in one place at Dalston at 1. Now it's going to be in the centre for like 12-1 to watch the football and then out to Dalston before heading back. So I'll give you a message tomorrow with the rough plans, but I'm going to find somewhere to watch football around about 12:30, somewhere around Oldgate where the other pub is. So
That's doable.
near Oldgate East around 12:30 is the plan. If you,
So
by
if
the way,
you're
anyone
listening
watching
in
who wants
stream
to
and you want
harass,
to stalk the JJ,
yeah,
there's your
stalk me.
directions.
I'm not saying where I am, but I'll be around the Oldgate East area watching the Liverpool Man City game on Saturday. Have yourselves a wonderful week, guys. Let's get a goodbye from everyone before I get a stock thrown at me. We love you all. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you in 2 weeks, and that's the next time I will see you. And I believe D&D will be the following Sunday. Isn't on the Sunday sessions, guys. I'm not going to see any of you guys either. I'll see you all in a week, 2 weeks.
See you in 2
See you
weeks.
in 2 weeks, guys. Yeah, I'm not here for 2 weeks, but yeah. Love you all, and good night.
bye-bye.
Bye-bye.